All right, welcome back to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign, session 67. I probably should have looked that first. When we left the heroes, they were in a series of sea caves beneath the castle that had been overtaken by Blackbeard, the Viking raider, having been sent on a mission to rescue the daughter of the Sea Wolf, another Viking raider, and bring her back to safety. She was, let's say, not there on her own will, even though it was her wedding day. So the party, having followed the daughter, Gunilla, having actually escaped on her own, the party followed her into these sea caves where they have now joined her on a quest to destroy the beast that slew her mother when she was about 12 years old. Having fought off Blackbeard's wolf pack, some highly trained mercenaries, including an assassin, the party has started to progress through this cave system and found some strange eggs where inside they saw scorpion-like creatures that they quickly decided to fireball, which is, what you would imagine. And then suddenly they heard the noise, screeching, moaning, and a darkness and chill fell over the chamber. Gunhild said, "It's here." And that's where we're going to start. So I think I got that right. So let's go through. You guys can intro your characters. Tell me what's up, what you're thinking. You should be on the Roll20 so you can see the map. So Nikki, tell us about your character.
I play Pinesta. Pinesta is a bard, and right now she is thinking, please, oh please, let us just survive one more fight like this. Because this is not her first rodeo. And she is preparing, trying to think about what her first move should be. It's pretty much all that's going through her head as she hears this thing coming towards them. And that's Pinesta.
All right. Rush, tell us about your character.
Revna stands in the room when she hears this breathing coming, and being the legerdemainest thief magic user that she is, she immediately curses the fact that she's already burned through her spell of invisibility trying to hunt down the assassin, and she curses to herself, and she pulls the two daggers that she took from the assassin, the matte black steel daggers, and clutches them tightly in her hand, and she just kind of takes in a long breath and lets it out, and immediately tries to step into the shadow, not knowing if it'll do her any good against whatever this creature is, and just sort of says a prayer to Uller herself, and essentially echoes the same sentiments of Pinesta's, like, whatever this creature is, just let us get out of this one. Just let us get out of this one. And then she slowly starts to sink into the shadow of the cave. And that is Revna Kavaldheim, the Viking legerdemainist.
Excellent. Probably not sneaking into the shadows, but we'll see. Mike, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Buka Longtooth. He is a Viking berserker. He's currently kind of standing out in the open. He is pondering the young woman with the spear. And although he is quite wounded himself, he is a bit worried, knowing that he really feels that he should berserk at the moment, but he doesn't want to step all over this young girl's quest and victory to kill this beast. So he's wondering how much he should hold back and how much he should proceed forward. And so he's kind of scratching his head right now. And that's Buka Longtooth.
Nice. Crystal, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Rowan Seach, the pyromancer, who is right now focusing on her breathing, which is the basis of all fire, the breath, as it were. She is trying to remain calm, even in this dire situation, so that she does not lose control, which has gone badly for people in the past when that happens. And she's just trying to keep all of her bases covered. And she knows that she and her friends will prevail, that they will see this through.
Excellent. Faith is important. And finally, Yang, tell us about your character.
I play Ali Ahmed El Sayed. He's an Ixian wizard who's been with a party for the past 3 years. And in the previous adventure, before they blasted everything using that fireball, he had polymorphed himself into a griffin, offering, his back to anyone who would actually ride on his back so that they could fight in the air. But right after hearing this gigantic, rumbling growl, you see the griffin's eyes basically, open up, dilate, as if, overcome with fear. And you see the griffin basically bolt back out of that cavern. And you see him sort of near the entrance of that cavern over there, using his full 120 movement. He's way out there, where far away from where that sound is coming from.
Okay. So yeah, you did actually move it right at the end where everybody's preparing. Did you want to move all the ways to 21 or further than that? Because remember the ocean is a lot further than that. Or are you talking like A?
He's basically he's gonna be at like the entrance between A and 21. So
Okay.
There's that little pathway. It converges into a single cave. That's basically where he is. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
That's where.
All right, just so I know where you are. All right, so Gunhild, grabs her. She had that long spear, magical spear, and she stands ready. You guys are all roughly, because you moved away from the fireball, so you're all like roughly here. We'll say, let's put you in B, so about 10 feet away from this ledge here around the corner. I'm guessing that we're going to be backed up here out of the lantern light, which will be back there. And you can feel the coldness coming from up here in the darkness. So this is about a 15 or 20-foot cliff. Let me just check that to see how tall it is. Do you remember how tall I said it was? It might be 25 feet.
I think it was on the more smallish end because it.
25 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
I was confused about the other.
Yeah,
place.
it's not particularly. It's not a cliff. It's more like a slope. So, for practical purposes, it would slow you down to maybe half speed just while you're getting up it. But it's not. It's not. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was then.
Yeah, you probably just remember that. And you can feel this like coldness come over you as, and you've got your lantern down here, of course, and just breaking the top of the ledge, just in the lantern light, so your lantern's kind of shining up at this thing. You see this, like at first, this glossy black mass. As it steps more into the lantern light, you can see that it's it's hard to read because you can't see all of it. It goes back into the shadows, but this thing's got to be at least 12, 15 feet tall as it starts to stand up on two hind legs, while 4 arms drop to its side. And you see swinging towards you kind of out of the dark, not attacking you, but kind of just swinging behind it, a really long barbed tail kind of comes and swings out. It's like say glossy black. It has these wings stretched out behind it. Its face is long and skinny with black horns pulling up like this. And when I say face, we'll say its head is long and skinny, where you would immediately believe that the face of any living creature should be. There's nothing but a blank slate. It is also quite bulbous in the center, and of course, after seeing what you just saw, you think it could very well be pregnant as it kind of climbs up to the red ledge. Yep. Good.
As soon as I see this, I'd like to cast a spell.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to go into initiative.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can you ping the map real quick where the creature was and where we were again?
Sure. You guys are basically right here at the B. Hold on. Oops, I'm pressing on. You guys are basically here with Revna maybe a little bit further back.
Okay.
The creature is right here. And these squares are 10
shit.
feet. But it's 25 feet up. So it's like 40 feet away or so from you, 30, 40 feet away from you. But
Gotcha.
how you want to measure it. Okay, yeah, it's definitely going to, it's clearly going to come to, you just killed its babies. So there's no reaction roll needed here. So let's see what everybody wants to do. Podesta, you see this thing. What would you like to do?
Sorry, muted. I see the thing. I'm going to spell.
Okay. Revna, you've backed up a bit into the shadows. Not sure if... Actually, what is your hide? What level are you again? Or if
I'm
you don't
on
know.
6.
All right. And okay. Okay. So you've backed up into the shadows. What would you like?
I'm instead of oh, excuse me. I was thinking about a spell, but I want to wait until see if it's going to turn its attention on me first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sheath my 2 knives, and I'm going to pull out that laser crossbow
Okay.
instead. And missile, I guess.
You're gonna do a missile shot. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Buka.
Grabbing both hand axes.
Nice. Our own siege. You said a spell. We still want to do that?
Yes, I'm going to be doing a spell.
Okay. You don't really see anything at this point, obviously, Ali. But is there anything you want to do from where you're at?
No, he's gonna, just train his ears and try to figure out what's happening. And does he have sight of the rest of the party? He's remaining right over there.
If you're where you say you are, then no, you can't really see them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the dark. Well, I mean, we'll assume Griffin can see in the dark pretty well, but they're also pretty far away. I mean, you can see they have lantern, so
Okay.
you got a decent chance of seeing them. But where they're standing, I'm going to say no. You might see, the edge of Revna because she backed up. I think the rest of them are all standing too close. I mean, you can move slightly if you want to be able to see them.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably, move right over there, just a tiny bit, and he's gonna be elevated just enough, like flapping his wings, so that he can see the rest of the party.
Okay, yeah, because being up high, it'll be easier for you. Perfect. Good Healed is, she's got the long spear. It looks like she's getting ready to charge this thing if she can. Obviously, it's 25 feet up, so that's not going to be ideal. And Helene, who I forgot to mention, who is the cleric that's with you, she has a large hammer, a great hammer, and she just stands ready if the thing comes at her, because she's not charging at it yet, because she is an NPC. It's your show. So, yeah, anyways. Nikki, you're up top. Go ahead, roll initiative. D6 for your side. They got a 4.
D6, okay. We got a 5.
All right. You're going first. So, melee's happened first, including charges. Let me just see how fast she can move. She's in chainmail, which is 40 because it's magic. So if she can get to it, which I think she can even with the slow movement. So actually a charge will happen first. So Goodhill charges forward with the spear in 2 hands. She gets a bonus to the damage. Is that right? I can't remember now. I'm just going to roll it and we'll figure it out. But it hurts her armor class. Okay, 2-handed spear attack. Boom. Well, that hits. She charges forward with the spear and jams it. When you're charging, you only get 1 attack. Jams it deeply into the creature, and screams something in Viking that I don't want to repeat because just in case kids watch this. As she jams her spear deep into the creature. So yeah. If somebody remembers if you get a bonus damage for the charging, let me know. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. Next is going to be anybody else doing a melee, which is nobody, because Helene's staying put for now anyways. As is Buka. And spell. So missile goes before spells. So did you want to shoot now, Reverend, or are you going to wait?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot.
All right. I mean, this thing's huge, so I'm going to say this. She's, even though Gunhild's up there, she's not in the way at all. So you can definitely shoot pretty effortlessly.
All right. Where is my character sheet? Okay. Character sheet's acting up. Hold on.
Okay.
Open sesame. There we go. Okay. Laser crossbow is 3 shots.
Yep.
I don't know what my 2-hit ability is because it's not marked on the. There's nowhere where that gets marked on the sheet.
You should have a fighting ability.
I do have that. It's 5. So
Okay.
just add
So just tell
5.
me what you roll. No, just tell me what you roll, and I'll look on the chart.
Okay. First roll is a 7.
That does not hit. Well, hold on. Your
roll-
plus doesn't it get like +6, or is that the damage?
That's the damage.
Do you
Yeah.
get? Do you have a missile bonus?
Attack. There should be an attack mod for that, shouldn't there? Yes. I have a 3 attack mod, so I get +3.
Okay. So 10. All right. So you roll a 10. That still misses.
Okay.
What was the second one?
Second roll was a 19.
Okay, that hits.
20, 21, 22,
Yep,
technically.
that definitely hits. Go ahead, do some
Okay.
damage.
Oh, do you want me to do damage for you? Okay. I thought we rolled the hits first.
Well, you can, however you want to do it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'd rather roll all the hits.
Right.
And the third shot is a 12 plus 3, which is 15.
That does not hit. Okay, so one.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh, it's 1d6 plus 6. Sorry.
that's what it is. 1d6 plus 6.
I was about to roll 3d6.
Very nice. That's the other pistol that Tony's character has.
Yeah.
That's what
I
you
rolled
forgot.
I rolled a 3, so it'd be a
9?
9 total.
All right. Yeah, the laser crossbow. Unlike as was speculated between sessions, the laser crossbow, it is not laser crossbow immune, and the laser crossbow burns the creature. It seems to like move its shoulder as it gets hit, but it makes no sound at all. Spells, Panesta.
Okay, I'm going to cast Mirror Image.
Okay, there are many of you. How many?
Let me see, 1d4 plus 1. There are 3 mirror images, so there's 4 of me.
Okay, just remind me of that if you get attacked. And finally, Rowan Siege.
Rowan Siege is casting Flame Arrow.
Nice. Okay. Cast away. What happens?
It won't take effect until next turn. But basically every time I fire a crossbow at this thing, like for 7 rounds, the crossbow catches on fire and it does extra fire damage if it hits.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Okay. Well, I mean, since there's one person standing right up there next to the creature, it's not going to move, and it is going to attack her. 5 times. Let's see. Oh, I can roll 5d20. Well, oh my god, a crit. Okay, so she's got armor class 2 because she was. Oh, it's worse. So she's got armor class 3. So this creature needs. Okay, it hits 3 times. Each of them doing 2d4 damage. It misses with the last one, which was a tail, which is good. Let's see, d4 to 2. Boop. Okay, did the second. So hit it. What 3 times I said? Oh, one's a crit, which I'll deal with in a second. So the first one was the crit, and then that's terrible damage there. And then this one. Okay, and now for the crit, I'm just going to roll 1d6 to see what kind of crit it is. 2. Okay, so for a monster, a 2 on the critical hit is +2 damage. So that's for the first roll. So the first roll is going to do, instead of 7, it's going to do 9. But she has damage reduction from chainmail, which is, I believe, 1. don't have that written down, but I'm pretty sure chainmail has -1 damage reduction, right? Does anybody else have chainmail today? Chainmail,
Oh.
yep, -1. I got it.
Yep.
It is. Okay, so she'll take. So Gunhild is going to take 8, 1, and 2. So 11 points total. Huh? The same amount you delivered to the creature. Interesting. Yeah, this thing beats. Oh, +2 damage. Thanks, Sean. All right, so actually she did a little more damage. Aha. Okay. All right, so the creature slams into Gunhild multiple times with its, it's got 4 arms. It hits, wildly swings 3 times. It hits Gunhild and then swings its tail around and she dodges underneath it and just misses stabbing her deeply with the barbed tail, which, as you might guess, would probably not be good. So Helene's not gone. She's going to charge up there now because, Dabuka, do you want to charge up there as well? You're going to stay where you're at?
Yeah, I'm going to charge.
Okay, you can go first. So,
I'm just going to charge for the tail, and I'm
Okay.
going to grapple the tail.
oh hell yeah! All right,
Nice.
all right, make an attack. That's pretty awesome. So just a regular attack. Use your strength as
Use my strength.
yeah. So blah blah blah. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, what is that? What's 11? Oh no, it's test of strength. Just make a regular attack roll, but use your strength bonus for your attack. I guess what I'm saying. So basically, a melee attack. Yeah.
Oh, it's a melee attack.
Yeah, you just make a melee attack generally with the grapple, and then it has to make a saving throw or whatever.
I should have this programmed in. I don't.
Yeah, you got a program in a grapple. Come on. Yeah, or if you just know what your plus is, just roll d20. We'll try it. How strong are you?
I'm at 18.
Okay, so +2. So d20 +2.
D20 plus 2. Well, that's not going to hit.
So, no, it's not. Yeah, so actually, you probably could use almost any melee attack weapon that you have, unless it's a magic weapon. Which, oh no, if you have specialization, I guess. Yeah, we should probably program that in later.
Yes.
Yeah, be easier. All right, yes, you charge up and the tail's just whipping around too wildly that you can't get a hand on it. But Helene's going to run up there as well. She's not actually charging. She's just going to move. I think she could actually move far enough to hit her. To hit it because she doesn't want to risk. That misses. It would have been max damage though. So Helene gets up there and goes to swing with the hammer, but the tail's whipping around. You're all dodging out of the way, and now it's going to be a little more difficult if you want to shoot the laser crossbow because there's 3 people standing in front of this creature. Just so you know, Revna. As we come into the next round. So, Panesta, what would you like to do?
Missile for now.
Okay. Just again, be aware there's people in front, so we're going to do a little. It could hit somebody else.
Okay.
We're going to give. Let's make a penalty. Let's say -2. Revna.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. So again, same thing. -2.
Okay.
Buka.
I'm going to grapple the tail.
Nice.
Mhm.
Road siege.
Missile.
I figure again -2 because this. And finally, in the back, Ali, do you can see that the fight seems to be going somewhere. The party's not dead yet, so that's always a good sign. Do you want to do anything?
Yeah, he's gonna cancel his polymorph.
Oh.
And receive his healing, and thereafter he's gonna get on his broom. I think it's the last usage that he has, and move to this area right over here in the back, keeping an eye on the party where we are.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay, I guess I see it. Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, you can go up there, and then you'll be in the dark over there too. So, I mean, unless the creature can see in the dark, you might be somewhat out of range. All right, cool. So, with all that being said, the creature's obviously going to keep attacking at least for now. Nikki, roll initiative for your side. It got a
Okay.
5.
6.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so melee attacks happen first. Go ahead, Buka. Get that tail, because if you get it, then it won't be able to attack with the tail.
What's the tail?
There we
There you
go.
go. That does not hit.
What? -1?
I
Oh
think.
my
Let me
God.
just quickly check. I believe that you have to make a successful attack roll. But yes, -1 does not hit it.
I suspect
Oh
running.
my gosh.
Let's
Okay.
run.
If I'm wrong about that, then let me know. But yeah, I think you have to make a successful attack roll to make a grapple. It's somewhere at the beginning of the combat area. I always forget where it is. I was going to look it up once you got it, but now we need to know. So yeah, you try to grab the tail and it jumps underneath. Gunhild, now emboldened by her first attack, is going to make 2 spear attacks. And hits. Holy crap, she's pretty good. You guys need her in the party. Misses the second time, though. See, you got too cocky. And Helene is also going to attack. She's standing up there. She missed by a mile last time. Also misses. Okay. Now we go into missile fire. So, Penesta.
Yep. Okay. This is at a -2, you said?
Yep.
Okay. So just straight roll. All right. Nope. Not with a 2 on the dice.
Definitely not. Revna.
Okay. Shot number the first one. That's a 14, and if it's I get +3, and then it's -2, so it's a 15.
15, and your fighting ability is 5. That does not hit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just tell you right now, you need a modified 18.
A modified 18.
Yeah, so with all your modifiers in the end, you need an 18. Oh, no,
Right.
it works out.
So the second one missed then. And the next one is a 17 with a +1 is an 18. So I got one hit
Okay.
again.
Nice. Of course, now
Well,
let's
sorta.
see.
It's like one
that-
shot, one
I
hit
guess I
for
probably
every
should-
3 shots.
Yeah, go ahead and do some damage.
All
I
right.
didn't do it right, but I'll do it. I'll do it right next time. Where I have to
This
roll to see
time
who
it's
actually target.
this time it's 10 points. It's 4 + 6.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so it's this thing now. It actually does not look very happy, even though it has no face. It kind of at least turns and kind of looks at you, even though it has no face.
Come on, you bitch.
Somebody had to do it. Okay, Rosich, shoot your magic fire arrow at the creature.
All right. I don't think I have any actual chance to hit unless I do a nat 20, but
Okay.
Rowan Sitch doesn't know that.
Right, and also you have the benefit of if you roll a natural 1 of hitting somebody as well, so it's always nice.
Yeah. But Rowan
Okay,
Sitch
cool.
definitely doesn't hit.
Yeah, you hit nothing with that. So a flaming arrow shoots past into the darkness. Movement, of course, happened already. Nobody's casting a spell, so it's the creature's turn. Okay, now it has multiple targets in front of him. It's got Buka, it's got Helene, and it has the Gunhild. So I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to roll to see what it target. The first one targets. I didn't say them in any kind of particular order, so I'm going to say that's Gunhild because she was on there first. So it's going to go Gunhild, Helene, and then Buka. I'll do it because that was the order they went up there. First attack targets Gunhild. Second one, Helene. All right, I'll lose. Buka, that's a third claw. So 1 each. So let me just do these. All right, first claw attack is attacking Gunhild. That misses, I think. For armor classes. Now it's back down to 2. Yep, misses. Next one is attacking Helene. Or I should just rolled all 5 again at the same time. That also misses. And then finally another claw against Buka. What's your armor class? That's likely going to miss you as well.
4.
That hits you.
Of course it does.
They're right. They're all clad in heavy armor. 2d4 damage, 6 points. And then the final claw attack is going to go after Gunhild again. Ooh, that hits. 2d4 damage. 4 points. Ouch. And finally, this is the big one, the tail is going to go after... Ooh, after Buka. And... Well, which makes sense, you're attacking the tail. Yeah, that's going to hit you. So the tail is the tough one, of course.
Yes.
10 points, plus a save versus poison. You definitely want to make this one. Unless I killed you already. Then it won't matter, but it couldn't have killed you.
Save versus poison?
Yes, this is a save versus poison. So death, poison, if you've got con or whatever.
Come on, Buka.
That's a failure.
Oh, Buka.
Okay, the barb rips deep into Buka's chest, pulls out again, and you look down and you can see a green ichor dripping off your chest, and you realize that as you're this burning in your veins that you are not long on for this life. You are dying. We'll get you to the next round. I'm going to make a con check next round to see if you're standing. Otherwise, you will drop. You're going to drop as soon as you fail a con check, basically. Or in 1d6 rounds. So just so you know mechanically.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So you can prepare yourself for it mentally and physically. Ouch. All right, so that was the creature. Just ripped Buka, who, I mean, nobody else probably notices per se because you're all in a heat of combat. But yeah, Buka, you look down, you know that, yeah, it's not a good thing. And yeah, the creature, though, as you're standing up there closer to it, I guess only Buka's standing close enough to see it. You can see it definitely is hurt, but it's so black and so slimy that it was really hard to see that its blood is black just dripping out of it. So it is wounded pretty severely, but it's still fighting because, it's a terrible evil beast. So anyways, next round. Pernesta, what would you like to do this round?
This round, we'll just do try missile again one more time.
Okay. Revna?
Try and shoot it again.
All right. Buka?
Transforming and attacking.
Nice. Rosic?
Ronsich is going to go ahead and try a spell this time.
Okay. And from the back there, Ali, it actually looks like the fight is the creature's hitting your allies, but you can't, they seem like they're holding strong for the most part.
He's on that broom, so he glides over within 35 feet and casts Enlargement on Gunhild.
35 feet? You don't have to touch her for that?
No. It's
nice.
5 feet per casting ability.
Nice. Okay, so spell. And you have to move first. That's going to happen second phase. We definitely can do that. So let's roll initiative. Well, yeah. Nikki, the creature got a 5. Again, that's the second time.
Okay. And that time we got a 2.
Oh, okay. It's going to go first. Well, let's see what it does. It's just attacking wildly. Let me just check something because it is pretty hurt. 8. Let us see what this thing is thinking. Nope, it's still fighting. All right, so same thing because we got the same 3 people up there. Except this time I'm just going to roll the d20s first to make my life easier. The first 4 are the regular attacks, and the last one will be the tail. Okay, so, oh, hold on. Except for the fact that they got a natural 1, so we're going to deal with that. So first attack is not going to hit anyway with a 2. Second attack is a natural 1. So, Buka, since you're up there with it, roll me a d12 to see what happens with this creature. Maybe it stabs itself in the face.
5.
5. Drop weapon. Weapon. Doesn't have weapon. I'll just say it misses its next attack, which is a 10. I don't know if that would hit anybody anyways. And then 13 is likely going to hit somebody. So let me see who that is. I'll roll a d6 just to see who it is. Gunhild. Okay, so a claw attack against Gunhild. 13 is going to hit her. And the claw attack does 2d4 damage. Three points. Well, this thing's rolling good 2 hits, but terrible damage. 20. Okay, yeah. Gunhild staggers back. You can see that there's some blood dripping down her face, like out of her mouth, because you know she's got some internal injuries, but she seems like she's still fighting strong. And finally, that number 6. That's 6. I don't think that might only hit. That might only hit Buka. Well, let's just see. Who it went after? 2. So it went after Helene. No, it went after Gunhild. Let me just make sure that's the case. A 6. Her armor class is 2. A 6 hits armor class 4. So nope. So it swings the tail to try to impale Gunhild, who knocks it aside with her spear. And before I guess melee happens first on your side. Buka, go ahead and make your test of Constitution. No, sorry. Test of Constitution. See if you're still standing.
Constitution check.
Okay.
Successful.
Yeah. All right, so you do what you were planning on doing. You transform and attack. Go for it.
I go full Vegematic.
Nice. Let's see some
Bite.
Buka damage. Oh.
Bite.
No.
Nope. Claw.
Oh, that one hit. Oh,
Claw.
holy crap. All right. You tore it to pieces. Tell me how you killed this thing. And as you die, because I rolled 1 on the number of rounds you'd survive. give me a good closer. Yeah.
I just dig in, and with those claws, I just begin to just burrow myself into the belly of the beast.
Nice.
As I feel life draining from me, I just continue to, until I reach spine, I just let my fury go.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, so you do that, and Gunhild is, she takes her spear and she's like, getting ready to stab it, and she just sees you tearing it up in like these half-formed like eggs that are being ripped out of the belly, and you see her just like, she's taking a spear, just like stabbing into them, not even realizing after Buka's laying there dead. And I guess she probably, you can probably not cast a spell if you want, because you see the creature's dead. If anybody wants to not do what they were going to do.
Yep.
Otherwise, she gets real big. But yeah, and Buka's laying there. His body's like half inside the creature, and you see Gunhild just wildly stabbing these things. Helene runs over, but of course, at this point, we already know she has no way of dealing with poison, and she's also out of healing spells. So she gets down next to you, and she says, she touches his thing, and she says, "He's dead, Jim." Who's Jim? No, she looks back at the party and she says, "Perhaps Buka was brought back for this very purpose, and now the gods have claimed him." And then she kind of rolls him out of the carcass. And he's I guess she'd probably transform back. I'm assuming one should come back. So yeah.
So Revna having her own beliefs of what happens when Vikings die in battle and this, that, and the other, she kind of ignores Helene, and she kind of walks past her over to where Gunhild is, and she's wildly stabbing, and she puts like one hand on her shoulder and then reaches up with another hand to kind of put it on her arm where she's holding the spear, and gently kind of grasps a hold of it and just kind of whispers in her ear and tells her that it's over. It's over. Just breathe.
She turns and looks at you, and you can see in her eyes they're wide open, almost like she's been like out in the sun all day, like she's fully dilated. And she says, "No, there's another." And then she starts
Another-
walking into the darkness.
Wait, another monster?
It's this way. It's this way. Quick, bring the light.
I have a feeling that she's leading all of us into the jaws of death.
Well,
And
yeah.
he looks at Buka and he's like, he was the best amongst us, greatest fighter. With him dead, what chance? What chances do we have against monsters such as this?
Ixian coward, you stay behind then. And then she just turns and walks into the darkness. And you hear from the darkness, bring the light. Because she can't see in the dark.
Yeah. I just call after her and I say, well, if you can't see, then it looks like you're going to have no choice but to wait just a damn minute. And then I walk over to Buka and kneel down beside him and I just fold his hands across his chest. And I say a prayer to Euler about asking for the Aesir to come down and take him up to the great halls where he will await the rest of us. And I tell him to go and drink and be happy. And, just kind of give him a proper send off before I turn around and then I'll look at Pinesta and Rowan Seach and try and sort of like, just look at them like, are we going to follow her or what are we doing?
Rowan says she's going to call after her and say, just 1 second, I have an idea, but I need to form a plan first. Just come back for a second, and then we'll
It
follow
will come. It's on the way. It's coming.
you. Okay,
We must close the passageway.
Oh, there's a way to stop it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I will run over there with the torch or something and follow
Maybe
her.
you should have led with that.
I'm a true Viking, not a coward. All right, you light up the torch. You see there's a huge hole in the ground. There's clearly unnatural darkness coming through it, come from it. And she walks up to the hole and she says, "It's down here. It's down here. I can feel it.
So how do we close up this passageway?
We must destroy it. The spear can do it. I know it can. We need to lower me down." And she kind of like gets on her belly and starts sliding to like hang her feet off the side into the darkness.
Oh boy. By yourself? I don't.
Someone must do it. And she kind of looks back and glares at Revna.
How can this?
You're the real Viking, not a coward, so get after it.
All right. I will, I don't want her to go by herself. Could you lower us down? Revna?
I mean,
Nesta.
I reckon I can.
Okay.
Nesta, are you going to risk yourself down there?
Nope. If I see something that looks really bad, I will go invisible if I can.
There's many Podestas standing there.
Yeah, there's lots of us still, because the mirror image lasts like 2 turns per caster level. So.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you ride down this broom? And he hops off his broom and offers it to Pinesta.
Oh. That's
He
very
says,
thoughtful.
Yeah, and he whispers to the broom, heed her command unless she's unconscious. Return to me. And he lets her. All right.
Okay, cool. I don't know, there's something weird going on with your mic, Young.
Yeah,
But
it sounds like
otherwise-
there's something scratching at it.
Yeah, but we definitely heard you. So, the broom can definitely heed that because obviously the broom is smart. So she says, she looks again with kind of wild eyes. Rope, please, rope. It's coming. I can feel it. And you can actually see that there's like blood trickling down her face. I mean, she's pretty injured. She's just still fighting because she's a Viking.
Yeah, I could say to her, I know it's coming. I know it is. I believe you, but you don't want You're really hurt.
If another comes through, could we stand that assault? And she kind of looks over and you see her looking at Buka. And she kind of like looks down and shakes her head. You can see that she's like,
No, we
she
couldn't.
says something in Viking, you know, that clearly she's not happy that Buka's dead, but she's also a warrior and she knows what has to be done.
Okay. So if someone will get a rope, I can fly down on the broom and she can. Because I don't think only I can fly down the broom, right?
No, the broom can carry 2 people.
Okay. Then we'll both get on the broom and we fly down. If it can carry 2.
Yeah, she looks and she says, I trust you. Because she definitely does. And you get on the broom. Yep, you're able to drop down into the space below. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have wanted to just jump because you figure you go down maybe like 50 or and you are definitely in magical darkness. You know, your torch basically snuffs as soon as you go down. But
Okay.
you know, directing the broom kind of straight down until your feet touch the solid ground. You eventually, you know, you're kind of floating down with the torch, and all of a sudden you see the light again. Like, and you look above you. You probably went down about I mean, it's hard to say, you're in the dark, but you would guess you went down maybe 30, 40 feet. And now you're kind of below what is clearly like some kind of a area of darkness, magical darkness that is. And you are in a cavern. Did I actually put a map for this one? I don't know if I have a map for this one because it's so small. Oh, I did. Okay. Let's see. A torch goes about this far. So yeah, you can see this where it's 31. You're at the diagonal from there, where the right there. You covered. That's the hole in the ceiling. You drop down, and you can see over here. There's piles of bodies. Also, would appear to be like backpacks and you know, armor and like just people that are just torn apart. Clearly adventurers. You know, you see coins, you see all kinds of stuff, almost like a treasure hoard, but with, you know, they didn't take the time to strip stuff off the dead bodies. Let's just say that they're just piles of bodies. They're not rotting; they're old, like bones and stuff for the most part. Excuse me, 1 second. Yeah, skeletal corpses. Yes. So yeah, you can see them, and otherwise it's just like kind of like a cavern. You can sense that it's like, even though the torch is lighting the area, it feels like especially dark.
Okay.
And she says, "This way," and she kind of starts moving towards the 31.
Okay, let's get this done. I will say.
All right. What's everybody else doing? Up top, you're just waiting.
We're waiting for their word.
Rowan Teacher's gonna keep an eye out towards the tunnel they came in from to make sure no one follows them behind them.
Smart. What about Revna?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out up here. I mean, she's a little aggravated by Grunhild's snippiness when they just lost a comrade. So she's not overly excited about. She's just kind of standing there with the other two and not real happy that Pinesta's down there without the rest of them, but she's just kind of, like you said, just doing the same thing, just waiting for their word.
Okay. Okay. For now, we're gonna say that, Mike, I'm giving you access to Helene, just so that if anything else combat or whatever comes up. you can
Okay.
have let's see if I can figure out how to do it. Yeah, there we go.
I think I still have her sheet
Oh,
from
from before. Yeah, well, I put
months
it in,
ago.
well, I think she's leveled up actually. So yeah, I did it in Roll20. You should be able to. Let's see if I did that right. You should have access to it now.
Okay.
Oh, I may have taken it out of my own things. No, I can't see it or something because it does not show it up for me. But it doesn't matter. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it as long as you can. Yeah. Okay. So you drop down, and again, you see all these bodies. You see what is probably a pretty substantial amount of treasure based on what you see there. with all these bodies, but of course, she's pretty focused. You come around this corner, and you can see the. I'm just going to light the whole thing. Doesn't matter if you see the whole cavern or not. Well, no, it probably does. Up somewhere you see like about right here. Ooh, let me get my little thing. You come around the corner, about right here, almost opposite that other hole. You see floating in the air. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Let's see if this is actually a reading. I love my box text. Okay. Floating a few inches from the top. Oh, no, it's not on there. That's why I looked. Floating a few inches from the top surface of a 5-foot pedestal of columnar basalt is a black sphere. It's 2-foot diameter. And it is just sitting there almost like, what is it, Yog-Sothoth? It's like Pluto, basically. It's a little black. Well, it's not little, it's 2 feet. It's kind of floating there above the thing. The column that's floating above doesn't have any, as far as you can see, at least without some other kind of means, it doesn't have writing on it or anything. It's clearly unnatural because it's so perfect. It's like a perfect column, flat on top. The sides are perfectly rounded, but it seems almost like it came out of the ground. Like you can see where it like almost was like raised up out of the surface. And this thing is just sitting there floating in the air. And actually, Gunhild actually like takes a deep breath when she sees it. Can you feel it? Can you feel the evil, Pernest? They're coming. They're coming. They want to kill us all.
Well, how do we stop them? You told me you could stop them.
She kind of like looks at you, and you can see now, like from the tough exterior, warrior that she was up top, kind of talking shit. You can see now she's still basically a young girl, and
Right.
She looks and she kind of drops down onto her knees, and she has a spear like this, and you can hear her talking kind of softly to herself, and she says, I've come to destroy them, Mother. Please give me the strength. I wasn't strong enough when they came to take you. Please, help me now to revenge you. And then she looks up and you can see there's like kind of some tears running down her face. And she stands up with the spear. And she throws it.
Oh,
Let's
where did
see.
she throw it? At the thing?
At the thing, yeah.
Oh, God.
Good old chaos theory. No one
Oh.
expected that to happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she throws the spear. You see her throw the spear, and maybe I don't know, how would you react to the spear being thrown? Not that you could really stop it, but like
No, yeah. Don't.
Yeah, and you see this long spear, this long beautiful Viking spear, fly through the air. And actually, as it leaves her hands, you see it actually starts to. Because remember, it was just a metal rod. It kind of shrinks down. It starts to flow end over end, and it hits this globe, and then you all wake up in a very strange place, because I think you're all close enough. Hopefully, if not, some of you are being left behind. Let me look at the map to make sure. Pretty sure you're all within 150 feet, because luckily you came back over, Ali. Otherwise, you would be left behind. You wake up on a, let's see. Let me read the box text, because I love it. You begin to come to, rising to your hands and knees, coughing and choking on the windblown dust. You see that you're in a black, dusty desert clearing set with a bristling forest of scarlet cacti that rise over twice the height of a man. Looming above the cacti, probably 5-6 miles away, but you can kind of, Hyperborea is flat, so you can see really far in the distance. You see a towering black fortress. It appears to be possibly made of steel. It glints 250 feet or more tall, and swirling around it, you see hundreds of black forms just swirling all around it, like bees around a nest. Yeah. So yeah, you're somewhere different, and it's dark, of course, because it's year 1, and it's actually warmer than it was when you left, but barely. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. It's actually much warmer than it was. A good 20 degrees warmer. Like you left, it was like, yes, 25 degrees when you left. It's 50 now. There's a light breeze blowing, but it's kicking up all this gray dust around. And, I guess anybody can have a chance of knowing, having an idea of where you might be. But more likely would be Young, because you're an Ixian. So we'll give you a 2 and 6 chance. And Pinesta, 3 and 6, because you're a bard.
Okay. Nope. 5.
Gonna roll from Lee. Everybody else can also roll. You'll only have a 1 in 6 chance of knowing where you are. Oh, he does.
Ooh, nice.
Right, I made it.
Yeah,
Nice.
you realize, Lee, whether or not you want to tell people or not, you are in, or you believe you are in, the place where the Ixians originally set up their settlements and had to leave because it was such a torturous desert of of evil, basically, where the darkness from outside drifts into Hyperborea. You are in the desert plains of Sarath.
Yeah, he suddenly says, Sarah. He looks around
Yeah.
and he says, I recognize this place. I heard much about it. I've never been here before, but I've seen the pictures in the old tomes. It is a desert that was abandoned by Ixians like ourselves long ago because we were all overwhelmed by forces that were greater evil than whatever that we could conjure.
Yeah, so most of you probably have heard at least this much about between what you would know, Young, and what Vanessa might pick up once she realizes where she is based on what you said, being a bard. So Sarath is basically on the edge of Hyperborea. It's right at one of the edges. It's often considered a rip that leads into the black, where some of these creatures all come from. Most of these creatures that are known to dwell in the darkness. So at the rim of the world, a parched, blighted finger of dust and sand points inward from the nameless depths of the Black Gulf. This is the desert peninsula of Sarath, where once dwelt the earliest Ixian settlers. Alas, the Ixians throve not in Sarath. They endured incessant winds, oppressive, suffocating cosmic dust, and devastating starstones hurling in from the Black Gulf. And that, they left and went to where Ixians go. So yeah, this is basically a really, really unfriendly place. Oh. Rowan Siege was like, peace.
Yeah, where's Crystal go?
I'm sure she just got bumped. Yeah, so laying there on the ground, maybe 15 feet away from you, is the metal. Her internet just died. Okay, so hopefully she'll pop back. If somebody's on Facebook, can you just let her know that she can jump back in if she gets back up?
Yeah.
It's back on. Yeah. So yeah, is the small short metal rod, and of course Gunhild gets up and walks over and picks it up. Okay. Yeah. Then she looks back at the group. Of course. Nobody else besides Vanessa knows that Gunhild did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks back at the group and she says, I think that may be the source. And she points to the tower some 5 miles away. And then collapses down to her knees. Because she's pretty hurt, actually.
Yeah. I'll walk over to her and I'll say quietly, did you know this is what was going to happen?
No, I just knew they were coming from here and it needed to stop. It needed to stop. I think maybe we probably should have stood further away.
You think? I would have maybe next time perhaps we should discuss things. I was once like you, very impulsive, cities burned sort of thing.
Oh,
and I
yes,
learned my
yes.
lesson, so hopefully you'll learn your lesson from this. Because,
Right, right. The sailors still tell stories about Xambaala, and she smiles, like kind of a weak smile.
Yes.
You know, this place is stuff of nightmare. When I woke this morning, I had not that I would find myself in Sarnath or Sarath.
Sorry. You're not
And he's
Sarnath
like,
yet. You might be.
yeah, and he looks at her and says, "Well, you cursed us cowardly Ixians, and you have brought us to Sarath. What's your plan? You plan on simply marching up there to that dark tower and fighting whatever that you can in your current condition?"
Well, you don't know that she did it, first of all, but nobody else was down there but Panesta. She just looks at you and she says, yes.
Well,
And she tries to stand up and she kind of stumbles back down and she says, maybe I should just rest for a minute.
absolutely you should. And we all need time to process what happened to Buka. And I look over at Helene and I say, is there anything, can you help her?
Can I help
Not
her?
now. Oh, right. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say.
No, really. I insist.
I wasn't sure if you saw that she already cast all the healing spells for today. So no, she doesn't.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so that's why I asked.
Yeah. I didn't know if we were able to open the sheet, Mike, because I can't open it anymore, so I wasn't sure if you were able to or not.
Yeah.
Well, and
Oh, okay, all right,
Helene.
yeah, so yeah.
can you help her, Helene?
I could, but I don't know if I will.
Well, at the very least, we need rest. We can't.
Yes.
We don't know exactly where we are. Obviously, we know we're in Sarath, and I smile at Ali. Sort
We
of
ought
a
to
sickly
find
smile.
some shelter. Otherwise, we could be hit by those falling rocks from the Black Gulf.
So did she have something with bringing us here?
I look at her and I say, "Oh, it's complicated. Probably."
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
You all said that you would follow me on my quest. You all gave allegiance. Did you not?
We said we would help you. Yes, I just didn't expect this. It would just have been nice to have a little warning. That's all. But as I said, we all do silly things when we're young.
Yeah.
Just because we pledge to help you doesn't give you carte blanche to just make stupid decisions at your whim. Is
Some
what
of us
she's trying to say.
Some of us are bound by our word, but
Oh, I mean, we're here.
One of us has given his life. Bukai is no longer with us, and he's made the ultimate sacrifice. In this particular quest to avenge your mother, that is an awfully high cost. I mean, for a cowardly Ixian like myself, I cannot imagine, any cost greater than such a thing. And he crosses his arms. I'd suggest we quickly follow a shelter and prepare ourselves what may lie in wait for us.
You would not understand, but I expect more from you, Revna. Buka swore to protect me, to be at my side.
Oh,
You think
and he
I don't?
did.
Do you think I have no feelings for Buka? He's been like a brother to me for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And now he's dead.
Right.
But that doesn't change anything. We're here now. Whether
We
I
are.
had something to do with it or not. You made your choice in life. This is how we are. If you want to drink at the table of our ancestors.
Don't lecture me. Don't lecture me. I know how it works. But the least you could do is, if you want to be part of a team, then act like part of a team. We are helping you. You are not our queen. But we will stick with our word. Absolutely.
Well, you have fulfilled your word. The beast that killed my mother is dead. Feel free to decide what you'd like to do from now on.
So, the beasts that killed your mother, they're coming from this place?
She turns and looks towards the tower, and she kind of squints. She said, "Is that not the same type of beasts?" All you really can see is like these black masses like flying around it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't really tell. I'm sorry. My eyesight, as an old lady, not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Are we still in the same plane as rest of Hyperborea, or are we in a different realm altogether? It is.
Oh no, you're on Hyperborea. You're basically as far out as you. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Let me show you where you guys are, because you would know at least some of
we
you. I
on
mean,
the
you probably
edge?
all have an idea. You're on the edge, yeah.
Like we were when we were up towards like Lemuria.
That's
whatever it
right,
was.
except in a different spot, but basically you're on the edge.
Okay.
I'll show you, because it's cool to see it anyways. Let me just see if I can find the map, because I do have a Hyperborean map here. Because I like to show the map. Oh, actually, if I had, I have another PDF available of the new Hyperborea Gazetteer, or whatever it's called with the maps, the little map book. That would have been probably easier. I'm opening the giant map. Okay. So, let me let Crystal back in. Ooh. All right, so basically I'm going to share my screen, and then I'll kind of... Did I let her in? Yes, I did. Okay. Share screen. Okay, so this is Sarath. Look at how nice it looks. So that's Sarath, and
Oh my.
yeah. By the way, this is the only place on Hyperborea, and some of you would know this, that one of the obelisks, because there's like 6 obelisks that are holding Hyperborea together, is actually on land.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's unusual. This is again. Well, go ahead.
Oh no, I didn't know you were going to keep talking. I was going to say, yeah, I've looked at the map at all those, and I was like, yeah, they were all over water, but I missed this one being on land. So the question is that the direction that we see all those things flying around?
So they are, well, hold on, I guess Crystal not in.
Or is that too far away from where we are?
Whether or not you know the direction, is there a way you'd know that which way was north? I mean, you just got teleported here, so you really don't
Well,
know.
let me rephrase the question. The thing that we see all of those black shapes flying around, does it look like the big obelisk?
No, definitely not. You can definitely tell that it's not that.
All right,
because you can see that it's out on the land somewhere. The obelisk is like over the Black Gulf. But just to give you an idea of where this place is, let me just shrink down the map here. So yeah, you're over here. You can see you're over there, and you were over here.
All right.
Yeah. So you made quite a jump. Lemuria is like, I think, over here somewhere. I think there. So yeah, you're pretty much where you don't want to be. Not many things come out to sorry. Luckily, you guys are traders, and you do know there are occasionally boats that could go past here, but it is year 1, which is, not ideal time for trading. Yeah, this is a very bad place to be. Very, very bad.
The Ixian wizard approaches Pinesta, and he says, "We could request a rescue from her father. My familiar is still where I left him." And he closes his eyes, and he could see the area, and basically wills the creature to fly back to Seawolf, Captain Seawolf.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, I didn't. Go ahead and finish, y'all.
Go ahead,
Or
Jan.
not? Okay.
Yeah, and basically he's waiting for Pinesta's response. Should I send my raven and have him speak to Seawolf and ask him to send a rescue ship?
I don't know if he'll rescue ship, but certainly we should tell him, if you can, tell him what happened so he doesn't think that we have gone back on our deal.
Yeah.
That we have
Um,
his daughter and that she is alive.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say safe, but that's not true.
About that, are we in kind of a spot where Grunhild can't really hear as much?
We
You're all
can,
just
we can
standing
be.
there.
We could walk away from her. We'd have to walk away
Yeah.
from her.
I'd just say, if I could speak to you
Oh,
guys for a moment, please.
you
And-
gotta do that thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull everybody aside and I'm gonna say,
We're
Grunhild
going to
made
talk about you over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't care if she
guys, meeting.
So Grunhild was right
Agreed.
about one thing. What's her name? Grunhild?
Yes.
Good
Okay.
Hilder.
Grunhild was right about one thing. We made a promise to help her slay the beast that killed her parents, and we did that. We fulfilled exactly what we said we would do, and we did it at the cost of Buka. So the question now remains that, every one of us has fulfilled our oath to Grunhild at this point. So the question is, are we going to continue now that she seems to have this queen complex where, she's now just going to lead us all over Sarath, and as her lackeys, she sat right there and said that our debt to her is done. So we need to decide what we are going to do. Are we going to continue with her, or do we just tell this thing with your familiar? It will if the man comes to rescue us, it will take him weeks at sea to get here, if not longer. So we should probably tell him to set sail anyway now. But I mean, you see what I'm trying to ask here. What are we going to do? I have no problem following the rest of the group. I do have a problem being bossed around by a spoiled child.
I
She is
see
a
that.
child, and she is not as experienced as we are. But she's a mighty warrior. She could take care of herself, I'm certain. I am not beholden to be dragged along into suicidal missions. I would like to leave.
Yes. I would too. But I don't think that's an option right now. So maybe you do have your familiar. Have the sea wolf set sail if he's willing. Tell him that we have his daughter, that she is alive. And maybe I can talk to her and figure out what her next step is and see if we can help her not be suicidal about it.
It's true. And I hazard a guess that if they were to set sail, it would take months. And we would have to fend for ourselves in the meantime. We were teleported here by magic. And I would hazard a guess that within that tower lies some sort of magic to bring us back.
That's probably a good guess, and you are the witch or wizard here. I would trust your judgment on that.
There's 3 wizards here, but yes,
Wow.
it is just a guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
it
seems
could
to
be
me like there's a little jealousy going on.
no. It's not jealousy, but I mean, he does make a good point. I mean, there could be something in there, but I think there's as much chance that there's not anything there, as well. But I mean, do we want to bet on that?
Well, here's my thing. If we have his familiar send a boat for us, even no matter how long it takes them to get here, and say we have the daughter, and then we let her, because I don't think we're going to be able to stop her. Well, I suppose I could stop her. I have a way I could stop her, but without resorting to magical means, I don't think we could stop her from doing what she wants to do. And if he gets here and his daughter is dead and we're just sitting here alive, you know how Viking vengeance can be, Revna.
I do. That's why I thought this conversation was extraordinarily necessary.
It is necessary, but the first order of business is to find shelter. We cannot just stand around here in this desert. We would be targeted.
Oh, we'll be making shelter. Don't worry.
Well, I have meditations to get to. So while you guys are making shelter, I think I will go meditate.
They say it's really good for the soul.
Is there any
Yes.
place that we could, find where there's some sort of cover?
So you've got you're basically an open flat steppe desert basically. There are these large kind of cacti, and if you walk around enough you might find some that are clustered close enough together that it's somewhat of a shelter. They're not super tall though, so they're about okay, so let's see. Oh, actually some are pretty tall. Let's see, they grow as tall as 18 feet. Rounded out central portions bristle 6 inches to 3 foot long spikes. And they do have some fruit on them. So you can see that there's some, you could get kind of in a cluster of cactus to kind of give yourself some shelter from the wind. I mean, they won't go over your head, of course. But yeah, you can find something.
All right, we can do that, and I think we should send a message to her father, but I don't see much choice but to try to help her on her quest and make sure that she is as safe as we can make her. And I don't know, I look over at the tower. That might have some treasure in there.
True, they may have some magical power that we've never seen before.
Or a really good story. I mean, this is Shareth after all.
Yeah,
Think about the tales we could tell.
Magical artifacts from Shareth. That'll be the most famous Ixian in
Right?
Khromarium.
That's right. That's right. Stick with me. I'll make you famous.
Ah!
And I'll sing about you.
Oh boy.
Who knows? I may become a prince, and they'll call me Prince Ali.
Maybe.
Boo.
Oh no, now we gotta get the magic carpet out again.
That's right. I assume that Ali, that your broom came back to you at some point in all this. So.
Yeah, they're all teleported together, so
Okay.
Yeah, it should have. It's alive, right?
yeah, you were on it, right?
No.
I was carrying it when we got teleported.
Oh, yeah, if you had it in your hand, it's definitely. But it's alive anyways. Anything living within that area instantly was teleported. So within
I had it.
Yeah. And like I say, probably would have claimed this. So yeah, okay. So just to give you a general idea of what this place is like, as I mentioned, there's these really tall cactus, up to 18 feet tall. Some of them are shorter, of course. They're not very, they're kind of barrel shaped, and they have these really long thorns. Some up to several feet long. At the very tops of them, there's it's a cactus, right? So there's it's like flowers, and there's like fruit dangling off. They are they're spiny looking. Let's see. and you also see some like lichen, on some of the rocks and stuff. You see a lot of like small craters, almost like let's say it might sleet here a lot, but the sleet's the size of golf balls. So you see areas where like there's those. You also see some other craters that you could actually fit like a person in pretty easily. In the smaller craters, you notice as you're kind of walking around looking for a spot, you see there are some kind of these black and gray kind of brittle looking rocks pretty consistently in them. So you would probably know, I mean, there's again, you got magicians in the group and you're high level. You would know that these are sometimes referred to as starstones, and they are used in some magic, some unspoken of magic, as I say. Let's see, what else do you see? And you definitely see some large craters as well. As you're kind of looking around. And as far as like anything else, I mean, you can kind of get a feel for that. It looks pretty flat aside from the these small forests of this cactus and stuff, except for the only thing you can really spot is this tower several miles off. Does anybody have any way to like know what direction it is?
I do not know.
Okay. I mean, you'll be able to figure it out eventually because you got the stars and everything. I mean, obviously you guys navigate. Actually, you guys are navigators. People who are part of was that only Pinesta at this point? And Brinkhild, who's not here anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, you should be able to, if you stay long enough, you'll be able to figure out roughly where you are. I mean, navigation-wise, so that shouldn't be too bad. Other than that, yeah, you can definitely set up and rest for the evening. I guess that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, because I know she's hurt and. So.
Yeah, well, I think other people might be hurt from earlier too. I'm not sure.
I am, yeah, for sure, from the one battle.
Yeah, I've only taken a little bit of damage, but I'm pretty much out of spells.
Okay, cool. Let's all right, let's just handle the night first and then we'll take a break. So let us see if anything disturbs your camp during the night. Are you going to set up a fire, or what's your plan? What's the camping plan? You find a cluster of cacti. Do you want to mess around with them at all? You're just going to sit there. You aren't traveling like you're dungeon explorers, so you likely don't have a lot of water on you or food, because why would you have walked all that stuff with you? You've got weapons and stuff, but that's it.
I'm going to take one of my little daggers and poke one of the cactus and make sure it doesn't come to life.
Okay, yeah, you reach in, past these like long spines, and stick the thing in there. The cactus are red, and what comes out of it is almost like, if you can imagine like maple sap, like that comes out of a maple tree, like when they're like, it's very thick, and it's like it's almost the same color. So when you pull the dagger out, it's like sticky with it almost looks like a bullet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I look over and at everyone and I say, this is what just came out of this thing. So we need to set up watches just in case the cacti decide to come alive and attack our camp. I mean, stranger things, right?
You think the cacti are going to become alive?
I'm just saying, at this point, you don't get to my age of adventurer without becoming a little paranoid.
You
to
may be a little tired.
I'd like to remind everyone that just a few short hours ago, we were all magically transported across the entire continent of Hyperborea. So the magic cactus is not really outside the scope right now.
Ali tastes the sap. He puts his finger up there and then, puts it into his mouth to see whether if it's poison.
Your
Roll
tongue
versus death poison.
Yeah, roll versus death.
yeah. You get a burning sensation on your tongue. You can make a death poison saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Don't witches get like some sort of a thingy where they could identify poison?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get some information. I'm just curious if
Okay. Here we go.
No.
No? Okay, yeah, it burns your tongue. You immediately feel like cankers, like a huge, like painful canker sore form on your tongue. And you know this is definitely poisonous. It's you would imagine that it's going to possibly you need to watch it basically. because you've heard actually make a let me see if there's actually a skill listed, or we'll definitely give you a chance because it makes sense for you to know how to do it because you're a witch and you make poisons. See if there's actually a skill already here before I start making stuff up. No, it's a magician subclass, right?
Yeah, I think I was reading somewhere under which poison identification.
Ingredients, resources limited, potion brewed. Read magic, read scrolls, scribe, sorcery. No, you're probably thinking of maybe barbarians could.
I just realized that it was the 3rd edition. I'm sorry.
Well, we haven't got there yet. but it does make sense for you to know something about it. You know to watch it. You'll at this point it's just giving a canker on your tongue. You only took a tiny little bit, but you're probably thinking that if you had ingested like a lot of this, it would definitely be bad because you can feel your tongue like swelling up a bit. So like if you had like drank it or something, or even rubbed it on your skin, because actually you're feeling your finger actually would you kind of like did that and you like wiped it off on your or wherever you wipe it off, your finger's like red, almost like it was burned. So yeah.
Yeah, he looks at the rest of the group and says, "Don't drink this stuff, okay? It's really bad." Then he starts spitting it out.
Don't worry, I was not planning on drinking any of it.
Yeah, and this is from the cactus body itself, not from the fruit. You didn't. That's what you're poking, right? The cactus body.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was the body. Yep.
Yeah,
I
the
just
fruit's
wanted
at
to
the
make
top.
sure
You'd
it
have to figure out a way to get up top if you want to get to them and mess with them because they're up on near the top of the tree. I mean, unless you want to risk trying to get that's long spines. I mean, you could try to get up there, but
did we capture or try to capture some of the sap in a bottle or a vial?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not coming out very quickly, but you could push the vial against it or hang it there like they do with maple, and it just drips in slowly. If you're gonna hang out all night. Yeah, let's see if anything bothers you guys. Rush, roll a d6.
Rolling a d6. I got a 3.
You got 3. Okay. Mike, roll a d6. Okay. And finally, Young, roll a d6.
Was it for me?
Just roll a d6. You.
All right.
Yeah. Just see if anything bothers you the first thing in the morning. I'm just doing the whole night at once. Yeah, it's pretty quiet. I mean, you see various forms of wildlife, small ones, like rabbits and like some rodents running across the ground, and you see like caterpillars. You see there is life here as you're sitting here kind of waiting. They're kind of crawling and eating various things. You actually see a rabbit run past you to like the next patch of cacti, and once it runs in there, you actually hear like this like whimpering noise. You kind of look over there and you can actually see that it's walked on some of this this weird lichen that's all over the ground, and it actually is the flesh on its body is like rotting away, and it's like kind of rolled on its side. You can see it rotting, but otherwise it's a quiet night.
Great.
Am I able to communicate through?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so how do you want to do that? Because the familiar doesn't talk, right? But you can fly it over there.
Familiar does talk. I mean, I've seen that ravens could talk, so it is exceptionally intelligent, and he communicates via some sort of a link because it's like an animalistic spirit.
But familiars don't speak. The ravens can repeat words that people say. They don't talk. Like it's not gonna be able to be like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?" That's not how that works. Come on. It's not magical. I let that say. I mean, it's magical, but it's not the talking that magical, unless it says
Yeah.
into the familiar. That it's smarter than the average familiar, so it definitely could learn words and stuff. But it's not gonna be able to hold a conversation with the guy. But you tell me what you think it can say, and I'll figure out if he can figure you out.
Yeah, he has some sort of
one word at a time.
Yeah, so he flies back and says, daughter, found daughter through spear or something, and then creature dead, avenged, and finally says, Sarnath, Sarnath, desert.
Hold on, is it Sarnath or something? All right, so he looks. I'll let you do it. Go roll a 2d6 reaction roll here. Let's see how he reacts to this crow talking back to him.
I mean, he probably roll.
Oh no, he definitely knows that you have the crow. That's I like to torture you a little bit. I have to make you work for it. Oh my god. Oh no, it's only 1d6. Roll another one.
Okay.
Thankfully, because a 2 is angry, and he probably would have swatted that thing out of the air. So 5 is all right. He doesn't seem very happy. Okay. Okay. What is the raven going to do? Is it going to stay with them so you know what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. He like swings like he doesn't make an aggressive attempt to kill the raven, but he definitely like swings like whatever weapon he has, a sword, I think. And he kind of says, "Get away from me, you foul beast!" And he says to the men, "They're talking of my daughter at the castle. They must have failed. This is some kind of wizard trick from the seer." And then he starts to rile the men up, and over the next hour or so, you see him get the Vikings ready to attack. And I mean, I don't know if you're going to stay in contact. I guess you periodically check in with the Raven, so you see them all kind of getting themselves fired up. And then you see them making their way through the woods, and then you see them set siege to the castle. So, yeah. At the very least, he's killing Blackbeard. So, hopefully, this will, he'll be able to figure it out. But we'll give him some time. So, you don't know for sure if he's figured out exactly what you're talking about, but you know that you put the good message that you could. So, we'll say that. All right. So the night passes with no incident. So as far as you know, like you don't get much sleep maybe, but you're able to get some sleep. You definitely see them fighting. I mean, you probably lose track of everything that's going on. They do win. They take the castle, and with him having lost his main lieutenants and everything, you could see that they're looking around for signs of whatever's gone. Maybe they'll follow the track, and maybe find Booka's body. So we'll see where that proceeds from there. So. Let's leave that one on a cliffhanger whether a boat's coming for the party. But in any case, let's jump back to where you guys are. So you get some rest. You can heal up, 1 die for every 2 levels you are. So everybody can heal up a bit from resting. She is a fighter, which is a D10. She is 7th level, so she can get 3 dice. Everybody get a little heal going on. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So in the morning, Gunhild seems to be a little better. She's been kind of sitting off by herself, knowing that you were talking about her, not trusting that the party has got her back anymore, but kind of, being ever vigilant as a Viking would be. So it's morning. What would you like to do? You're about 5 miles away from that tower if you want to go that way, or you can go any other direction. But the only thing that Mark's direction is that, so you can either go towards it, away from it, or I guess in either of the side directions.
Revna is just going to kind of stretch her legs, having not really received an answer from yesterday, a solid answer. And she's just going to kind of walk away from the little camp, 15, 20 feet, and just kind of dig around in her pack for something to drink to try and wake her up. And just kind of stand over there for a few minutes and look toward the tower and all, and just see what she can figure out.
I'll go over there with her and I'll say, I think we should at least check it out. But if you're not comfortable doing that, I understand. We could wait here or try to find a way out of this place.
I'm comfortable with whatever the rest of the group wants to do. I just want us to make a decision, and I want the decision to be ours. That's all I'm about. You know, if this is what we as a group want to go do, then of course I'll go. You know, I just don't want to be doing it because we got ordered to do it by somebody who thinks we still owe them something.
Oh,
You
I
know,
see.
we made a promise, we filled it. If we help now, it's because out of our own kindness. So, but yeah, if you think we should check it out, then sure. You know, like I said, I just want it to be our decision that we're doing.
Okay.
Well,
we can ask.
am I? Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. We can ask. I was just gonna say we should ask Ali and Rowan each what they think, and Helene, I guess.
Lead who periodically takes a more starring role in the game, but mostly sits in the back.
Yeah.
It's weird how sometimes the lead's very active, and other times she just hits things with a hammer. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Ali and Rowan each what they think.
Well, considering what I experienced through my familiar last night, I have little faith that they will be coming to rescue us anytime soon. It is through a raven that I'm communicating to them or with them. So I would say the best chance of our survival and return to our home is through that direction. And he points to the tower.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, we don't usually wait for rescue anyway. We usually have to do it ourselves. What do you think, Rowan Seach?
Yes, I agree that the best way is probably through the tower. That's probably the most reliable way to hopefully get back to where we came from.
All right. But be careful because these some of these surfaces appear to be deadly just if you just step on them. And I kind of point to the bunny rabbit that died in the lichen.
Yeah, there's basically just bones there now, and they're actually almost like blackened as if they've been sitting out for a week.
Okay.
Also, it's noticeably colder this morning. It's about 30 degrees now.
Vanessa, could I have 25 gold pieces?
Yes.
Okay, I need 25 gold pieces.
So we go run to the store.
Yep. All right, Daniel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those 25 gold pieces and I'm going to get like a rock or something, or 2 pieces of rock, hopefully. And I'm going to like dip those gold pieces in that black ichor and I'm going to try and crush them up to make gold dust.
The stuff from the hold on, what chicker? The stuff from the plant?
stuff that the rabbit
Oh, the lichen?
died in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna like dip the gold pieces in it a little bit and try and like crush them up. Like hopefully that'll weaken the gold pieces so that I can crush them up and make gold dust.
Okay.
Which I need for a spell.
Yeah, I figured that. All right. We'll say why not? High or low? What the hell?
High.
Yeah, you're able to do it. You
Yay.
actually find you dip the stuff in, and it actually, it actually doesn't seem to affect it that much. But at first, you're just like, oh, this isn't really working. But then, as you're doing it, you feel the gold's actually more brittle than it normally is. And with the starstones, which are quite, even though they look porous and weak, they're actually quite strong. You're able to crush it down. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Takes
Okay.
a while, but yeah, you can do it. Okay, we can assume you did that last night too. You don't have to sit there and do it now. All right, yeah. So, what's the plan?
I think we should very carefully head towards the tower. But again, like I said, watch where you step. Or maybe we could just fly over there. I have the
All of
carpet.
us?
Well, no, I meant we could do some reconnaissance. I had the carpet and
Oh.
Ali has the broom.
Mm-hmm. Could do that.
If we're careful and lucky. But half this luck. So what do you think, Ali? I'm going to do that, actually. I'll get the carpet out, and I just kind of want to get a bird's eye view of what the terrain looks like, if there's more of that lichen and stuff, like obvious patches of it that we should avoid, or in the big craters, if there's something weird happening in some of those bigger ones, kind of thing.
Okay, fair enough.
I believe if we want, we all could get airborne. There are 2 people that could ride on the broom. Perhaps 2 people could ride on the carpet, and I could fly.
I can fly as well.
I too have a way to fly, but I can only move at 15 when I do it. So
Let's just
I'm not
say-
going to be flying because I'm really slow.
But you can fly.
I can fly.
Yeah,
I look-
good hilt can't fly, so there you go. Somebody can't fly.
I look like a little puff of smoke when I do it. So
When I fly, it's quite
Up with-
noticeable. So
You would have to put up with me looking like a harpy, but yeah, I think we could all bypass walking all the way up to the tower.
Well, let's just do a quick recon first, just to make sure we don't know what we're dealing with in this place right now. So anyway, that's what I'd like to do first.
I'll go with you, Pinesta.
Okay, so you're
Never
gonna get
know
up
what
on the.
spells might come in handy.
Carpet.
Are
Yep.
you just flying straight up, or you're gonna fly towards the?
I want to fly straight up and then kind of a little bit further towards the tower, not all the way. Like I said, I'm really trying to look at the land. I'm going to try to see if there's obvious places where people could, if we are flying, where they could shoot us out of the air.
Right.
Or if,
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. And like I said, these craters that lichen, I'm just trying to get a feel, because this place is very alien to me. So. If that makes
see.
sense.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you fly up, and don't worry about the rolls. And yeah, you fly up, and you can see that mostly what you're seeing is relatively flat land. It's dusty, so like it almost looks like there's a bit of a fog at times, because the winds are just kind of constantly blowing here, and they're whipping up the kind of very topsoil of this place. So it's like you would imagine that if you were walking through it, it would be almost like fog. Like it'd be hard to see through it in areas. But there's clusters of the cactus. They seem to form like little oases, for lack of a better word. And generally around them, you see that lichen stuff. But then there's big patches of land that are just the gray dirt. Generally, those areas are mostly around these various crater holes. Anywhere from, some of them are just little like 2 foot deep things. Some go down as like 8-10 feet in the ground. You can see them. They're marked all over the ground. You do see relatively close to you, though, a crater that maybe is relatively fresh, we'll say, because it's got a boulder in it. Like most of the craters you're looking at, they look like they're empty. Like it's like there's big holes, like something caused it. But this one actually has a boulder in it. The boulder is, it's not huge, but it's definitely, we'll say about maybe 3.5 foot in diameter. But it's not perfectly round, obviously. But it is roundish, and it looks like it's actually of similar material to these small star stones that you've been seeing around. Otherwise, the landscape looks pretty typical. You can see some, actually, roll a d6.
Okay. 4.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see any movement. I mean, you probably like you can see small animal. Again, there's lots of mice out here for some reason, which maybe is weird. Maybe they eat the lichen, although it doesn't seem likely. But they must eat something because you see quite a few mice kind of scurrying around, but nothing huge, like normal sized mice. But you don't see any other animal life at all at this point. And remember too that it's still dark because there's only like an hour or so of light of day, so it's still even though it's the morning, it's still dark out.
Okay.
So you can't see super far.
All right. Well, I will look at Rowan Seach and say, is that boulder something that the magic types of among us would be interested in?
It seems to be of that same kind of stone that I used to crush the gold. I'm not sure if that stone has any magical properties or not.
Okay. Well, let's go down. We can talk to Revna and Ali and see what they say.
Sounds good.
So I will tell everybody what we've seen: the mice, the cactus patches, all that stuff, the boulder. And I'll say, do we investigate the boulder or do we go right to do we want to try to just fly right to the place?
I mean, was there anything about the boulder that looked interesting, or was it just a big rock?
Well, I think it's a great big star stone.
Oh. Well, I
Or
mean,
at
if
least-
it's on the way, we could stop by and those with interest could take a gander at it.
I mean, if this stone is rarely seen, it could be something that could be valuable if we could find some way to transport it later.
Okay.
I'm good with either way.
What do we want to try this flying scheme? How would that work? Me and Rowan Seach on the carp. Well, you can fly, you said, Rowan Seach.
Yes, I can, but it is quite noticeable when I do it.
Oh. Well, we don't want that.
Yes.
You can fly as a harpy, Ali?
That I can.
Okay. That would put like Revna and Helene on the broom, if Helene's willing.
Or I could probably carry two if I turn into a griffin.
That's really noticeable too.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a lot more noticeable than 3 people on a broom, though, or 2 people on a broom.
And we do have to remember too that these blobs in the air were in the air, so they're going to see us coming, maybe, if we fly.
I could fly quite fast if I'm a griffin.
You just want to be a griffin. Just say it.
You got it.
We don't know how fast these blobs can fly.
You said blobs, and blobs, they don't fly very well, I would imagine. They don't have wings. But then again, neither does my broom.
I met a blob once, and you'd be surprised at the things he could do.
Yeah, that certainly is true. I just don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, is there a huge advantage to flying, or is it just fine to just walk up there?
I think if we're careful, we could walk.
Yeah.
And if Ali still wants to be a griffin, he could do the scouting.
It will probably be more difficult for anything that's looking for us to spot us moving along the ground than it would be for them to spot us floating through the air.
I agree.
Let's go.
Right. Let's go.
Yeah, they start walking, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna just walk towards the tower. It's 5 miles away. Sorry, I'm talking about the blob wizard.
Ah,
Oh yeah, the blob wizard. So hey, sometimes it's good to have friends. Yeah, so you guys start walking. Let's take a break now, and then we'll see if you encounter anything on the way to this tower. Gunhild, of course, just follows. She hasn't said a word really since this morning, and she knows that you were talking about her. Much like any teenager who clearly knows their parents are talking about them when they're like, "You stand over here while we talk about you." She's a bit sullen. All right, so it's about 5 miles or so to the tower till you get within kind of the range of the tower. So what we'll do is I'm gonna have everybody roll. It's 5 of you, a d6, and we'll see if we can encounter anything on the way, or if you have a relatively uneventful journey. So Nikki, roll me a d6.
okay. I will. Oh, no. Have someone else do it. I rolled a 1.
Hey! So you come down the flying carpet. Oh, it's all fine out there. And then you guys start marching. Go ahead and roll a d20. It might be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Another rabbit.
9.
9. Oh, that's appropriate.
Oh, God.
For them. Okay.
All the cacti come to life.
that would be the best one does something. Yeah, you guys start moving, and you move like about a mile or so, and then you're kind of watching the tower, and maybe you're kind of looking, and you're kind of like, what are those things circling around? And then you kind of notice that they're not just circling around the tower, like they're every once in a while you see one kind of shoot from one of the directions off to the side, like go towards the tower, and then just at that time, actually roll a d6 to see if you're surprised.
Okay. 5.
Okay, you're not. Okay, so some of you, maybe all of you, one of you at least, turns around just to see, like, to check the sky behind you, and flying rapidly at you are considerably smaller than the one that you fought, only about 7 or 8 feet long. 4 of these creatures. They have their black faces, well, no face, right? The horns, the wings, they're flying, they're like, and they are rapidly approaching you. They are slightly different than the one you fought, though, and I will tell you how. I think that they only have 2 legs, but I could be wrong about that. I have to look at the other picture. Yeah, they do. These only have they don't have the 4 arms. They got 2 legs, 2 arms, and no big fat pregnant belly, but they do have that tail that's whipping around with a stinger, and they are rapidly approaching the group on the ground. So let's see. They're going to attack you. So let's see what everybody wants to do. If you want to try to, there's probably no talking to these things. So I don't have to worry about that. Penesta, what would you like to do? You see 4 of these things coming at you.
They're coming at us. I'm going to draw my sword.
Okay. Yeah, they're flying at you. Like they're probably, when you see them, they're probably like 120 feet away, and they're rapidly approaching.
Oh wait, there's no like outcropping or anything near us, right? It's flat.
You could run behind cacti or something if you're looking for cover.
Yep, that's what I'm looking for. I am going to run over by the cacti, because avoiding the lichen, but maybe the spines can provide a little bit of cover from these things.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna book it. How about Ravna? What's your plan?
Man, I'm starting to run low on laser shots. I'm gonna, I guess, just pull out my short bow and go missile.
Okay.
As they're coming in.
All right, you have missile fire, short bow.
Yeah.
How about Helene? Who, unless you want to do a spell, I suppose. I was because you basically only have one thing you do.
She's going to start clearing the ground of lichens.
Oh.
Just to make sure nobody's going to step on them.
Oh, okay, nice, smart. What about Ali?
He's gonna have to polymorph because he's just no good at fighting. He turns into a gnat.
Okay, so you're going to apply them off. As a spell and road siege.
How big are these things?
They are about 7 feet tall. I mean, they're flying, so.
Oh, okay.
And then
So like
they have
man size.
tails. They're as big as a large man. Yeah, well, I would say that they're medium sized. Yep, they fall within the range of medium sized. So if you're wondering
Okay.
for like spell or something, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a spell.
Okay, perfect. Brunhild is going to set her spear for charge as they're flying at rapidly. Go ahead, rush and roll initiative for the group. So D6, they rolled a 1, so they're almost certainly going to win.
Would you believe that I also rolled a 1?
What's your dexterity?
18.
Okay, well, fortunately for you, that's higher than theirs, so you will go first. So Podesta moves, runs towards some cover. Raven's going to shoot. So the movement happens. No, melee happens first. I would say that there is no melee. Then missile. So that's the short bow. Go ahead, Ravna, and make a shot.
Let's see.
You probably got 3-2 with the bow, right? So the first round is 1 shot, and then two shots next round.
Yeah, I think it's 3-2 actually. Where'd you go? There you are. Short bow. Yeah, it's 3-2. So for the first shot, I rolled a 13 plus 3, so it gives me a 16.
16. Okay, their arm costs 5. Yeah, you hit him. You only need a 10. Modified 10 hit these guys. So yeah,
Okay.
give me some damage.
4.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. The arrow pierces deeply into the creature's, pelvis. I mean, it's flying, so it doesn't fall or anything, but it's definitely hurt. Then spells happen. So that's going to be Ali turns into a gnat, and then Rosich, what is your spell?
Fire web.
Fire web. Okay, go for it. How does that work exactly?
They have to make a sorcery saving throw, but they get their defense adjustment if they have enough dexterity.
Okay.
And if they save successful, it's half damage, and if not, then it's full damage and they're ensnared.
Nice. Okay. And they can get all of them, I'm assuming?
Just one of them.
Oh, just one. Okay. So if it's ensnared, it's going to fall out of the sky. We'll deal with that in a second. So its saving throw is a 15. It gets +1 for its dexterity. So I'll roll that. 15. So it makes it. What happens when it makes it save?
It still takes half of the damage, so 3d, half of 3d4.
Nice. Some damage.
Sorry, my cat's in the way of my keyboard. Please move. Yeah. Okay. So 3 damage, 4 damage.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So this web flies up and it kind of moves slightly out of the way, so it kind of burns past it. You can see some smoke rise off the wet, oily skin of this creature as it continues to fly down towards you. All right. Well, they're gonna move obviously and charge in, but because you guys are ready for them, basically, you. Vanessa, what's your you want initiative, so it doesn't matter. So you're gonna get a shot at it even before she gets a shot at you. So go ahead and one flies down. Well, actually, let me see if one flies down you or not, because there's 6 of you. So
Okay.
first one's going after 1, 2, 3. Of course, the person who's not ready for it. Helene. Okay, who's gonna make it? So I'll just make an attack immediately. That's a better way to do it. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, 17 on the die. That's probably going to hit. There, 4 hit dice. 17 hits an armor class -1, so that's going to hit Helene. For... I guess I should have done all the attacks first. So that's one claw attack hits. The second claw attack misses. Ooh, the tail attack's going to hit. Oh my Mike. Mike and this poison tail attacks. All right. All right, Helene, you are going to take 5 points of damage. And you must make a death poison saving throw.
Success.
Hey, okay.
Wow.
Yes. The gods are with Helene. So yeah, the saving throw is correct. Okay, so that's number 1. This one's on Helene. The second one is going after the second person, who is Revna. So, which is kind of appropriate, I guess, because you shot an arrow at one of them. And I'll do the same thing. Okay. Ooh. Ah. Ooh, 12. What's your armor class, Revna? 12. What's your armor class, Rush?
I'm sorry, I had my microphone was up to the mute position. It's 4.
4. Oh, that's exactly what I need to say to you. Okay, so 1 claw hits. These are 12 to hit you. Second claw misses. Tail misses. So you get 1 claw swipes by and hits you for 2 points of damage.
Woohoo.
One's on Revna. Third one is on Penesta,
Okay.
who you will get to attack first because you want initiative. So I'll deal with you in a second. So, and the last one is attacking 3, 1, 2, 3, which is once again. So 2 of them are on Helene. Helene.
Not my day.
16. I know. Oh God. Okay, so your armor class is 2, right? Okay. So then you have 14 to hit you. So
3.
that 3. Oh, okay. So you get 15 to hit you. So that hits. Because second claw is a crit. Oh, the tail misses. This is good. I mean, it's not that good, but all right. So first claw. Remember that you have damage reduction with the plate mail as well. I don't know if I wrote it on there or not, but you do. Okay.
Yep.
2 points for the first claw. 1 point for the second, but that was a crit. Let me see what the crit does. The crit does plus 2 damage, so 3 points for the second one. So 2 points and then 3 points, and the tail misses. Now the one on you, Penesta, you'll get to go first, because if you happen to kill it, then it won't actually get a hit on you.
With my sword. Okay. Let me roll.
Yep.
All right. Oh, where's my? There it is. So 13. This is my sword. His armor class 1.
That hits.
Okay. Only 5 points of damage, though.
Okay. Yeah, this is the one that was burnt earlier, and you cut into it, and some black ichor pours from its gut, but it's still standing.
Okay.
And so it's going to actually get its attacks on you. It's just going to be penalized -2 because you're kind of in the in the cover of the
right. The spike.
the cacti. Yeah. So first attack is a natural 1. Well, you have exactly the opposite luck of Mike. Roll a d12 to see what happens.
Okay.
This thing could impale itself, in theory.
6.
6. Drop weapon, which it does not have, so it just is a bad mistake. Although, it does say, there is something here where it says, if it can't do it, if the result does not suit the situation, the return says shift to the preceding result. Okay, so actually it will just be bad miss. Okay, so bad miss. If the monks attack with fists and the critical miss drop weapon, they simply react as bad. Yeah, okay, so same thing. All right, so it misses terribly. You mock it, but it misses you. 12, it got on the die. What's your AC? That hits AC 4. Okay, so it needs a 14 to hit you. And misses. Okay, yeah, so the one by you is having trouble getting to you because of the, partially probably because you shoved a sword into its gut, but also because it's of the cactus. Helene, who's standing out in the open making some space for everybody, was very kind, but got bombarded by 2 of them. And that's the end of the round. Okay. Gunhild she'll go the second phase, since obviously they didn't charge on her, and she'll run up to one of them. I'll roll randomly which one. Number 1. So one of the ones on Helene, that makes the most sense, I suppose. And she's because she's moving, I'm only going to give her 1 attack. Moving like second phase because she has to change her action. She will use it one-handed though, because now she's using her shield because, you know, that hits and very much hurts that one, but doesn't kill it. She's definitely better off attacking 2 hands. Yeah, their armor class is actually 5, so AC 4 hits. They're not -3, luckily. All right, so as that first round of combat wraps up. Oh, did you want to attack with the hammer on the second phase, Aline? Because you can at this point.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go for it.
Smack. Nope. As much as I would.
Wow.
Such a lead up into that too. You're like, yes, I would. Smack. Oh.
You probably went to hit the one, and that's when you get hit the second time. You're like, oh, come on.
It's that
Come on.
sting that got me. That
Right, exactly. All right, so coming into the next round, Vanessa, what's the plan? You got 1 on you.
Yep, another swing with the sword, melee.
Okay, Revna, you also have 1 on you. What's your plan?
Well, I'm gonna switch to my. I don't think I ever did end up with getting a longsword back, so I'm switching to the 2 daggers.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to drop your bow, then you can attack the first phase, assuming you want initiative. Otherwise, you'll have to. If you want to like take the time to throw the bow like in a safe place, you'll have to wait till the second phase.
I'll drop it because these things scare me.
That is probably wise. Helene.
oh, melee, definitely.
You got 2 on you. Ali, you are a gnat.
He's gonna fly into one of the creature's ears. The one of the 2 creatures that are attacking Helene.
Okay. And overall siege.
Rowan Sage is gonna try and do missile.
Ooh, okay. That's on which one? There's 2 on Helene. There's
The one on
Revna.
Panesta.
And 1 on Panesta. Okay, cool. Cool. That all works. Go ahead and roll initiative rush. 2-6. They got a 4.
We got a 2.
Yeah, okay, they're gonna go first. All right, so I mean they're gonna stay with who they're on because well actually the 2 on Helene, 1 might switch over. The one that Gunhild hits is gonna go after Gunhild. You know, I'm just gonna roll 3d20 this way because it's easier for me. I'm very computer dice rolly today. Actually, these are 3 attacks. The last one will be the tail. Huh. The 13 probably hits. Her armor class is 2. They need a 14 hits. No, actually, it doesn't hit her at all. The one on Revna. Again, same thing. 3 attacks. The last one will be the tail. Ooh. I'm pretty sure those first 2 are going to hit. They hit armor class 0. So, all right, so 2 hits. So Revenue, you're going to take a little damage from the claws, but luckily the tail doesn't hit you, which of course is the bad part. Well, they're all bad, but yeah. 3 points of damage. The one on Panesta.
Yep.
Same deal. 3 attacks. Ooh, the tail is going to hit. So make a save versus poison.
Okay.
And also take 3 points of damage.
3 points, got that. Okay, save versus poison. All right.
Death, poison,
Yep, 16.
yeah. Okay, good. And finally, the last one is also on Helene, who is getting mobbed by these things. They must know about your holiness, so. Once again, only the tail hits.
Of course.
Yeah, 6. 3 points of damage, minus any damage reduction, and save versus poison. Death/poison. As I say. Hey!
Success.
All right, well. we're regrouping here on this last part. All right. So
Yeah.
now we're coming into the combat. So melee. happens first. So Panesta.
Okay. That might not hit. Let me see. The armor class 4.
That hits. Their armor class is 5.
Oh, cool. Let's see. And there's my D10. Ooh, nice. 9 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, you chop deeply into this thing, and it like staggers back, and just like you can actually see that its guts open, and like you would, you've killed many creatures and you've seen intestines and stuff, but this does not look like anything you've ever seen before. It's like just almost like this like black sludge just pouring out from it. Not really blood. You can tell it's in internals, but it's like just liquid goop. Well, like thick, like a pudding, except really black, like dark chocolate pudding. Anyways, now I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry for pudding. Revna, double dagger. So if you're gonna do 2 weapon combat, you can make 2 attacks if you like, but remember that you'll be penalized 1 point for each one. One 2 hit point, I should say. What? 1 2 hit point doesn't make any sense. Your attack will be penalized by 1 for each.
I'm sorry. I get -1 for each attack, as you're saying, right?
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, I'm saying it in a really weird way, but I think you have magic daggers +1, so basically it evens out. So you just get, but you use your strength attack, but you can make 2 attacks. I guess is the long and short of it.
Okay. So I should take the. Oh, I don't have an attack mod written on there. Okay. All right.
Well, what's your strength? It would be a strength attack modifier.
I don't have a strength attack modifier. My strength is too low.
Nope, there's a straight 20 rule.
Okay. So first one is a 13. Second one is an 18.
That hits. Both hit.
All right. So it's
That's some damage.
D4 plus 1, I believe. Assassin's Dagger, D4 plus 1. Yep. So that's going to be 3 plus 1 is 4. And the other one is 2 plus 1 is 3. So 7 total.
Nice. All right, yeah. You stab into it ruthlessly. Helene, there's 2 on you. Would you like to hit one?
I will definitely try. Swing. Yes.
Hey, that hits for sure. All right, yeah. I mean, actually, one of them had swung over to fight Gunhild, so I'm assuming you're fighting the other one. Okay, yep. You smack it hard and it staggers back. Its face partially pushed in.
As a cleric, do I get two hits a second round or not?
No, clerics only get 1 ever.
Oh.
No, actually, that's not true. I think you get extra attacks when you're at a certain level. Melee weapon. Are you not 7? No. Attack rate. No, you never get more. Because you don't
never get more.
No, only on missile weapons. Okay, yep, just the 1 hit. It's usually
just the
worth
1
it,
hit.
though. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good one, though.
Yes.
All right. It's a good solid hit.
Clearly, we know Auroras is a better god than Uller.
Watch it,
now,
buddy.
And now Gunhild is gonna try to stab at the one that's on her, and she kills it. Yeah, she stabs through the one on her. She gets a second attack, but there was only really 1 on her, so I'm gonna say that she's not gonna be able to use it because you guys. No, you won initiative. No, you lost initiative, so I'm not gonna give her a second phase to do that. Is that right? They won initiative, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, so I'm not going to give her another attack. If you guys had won, then I would give her time to regroup, but I'm going to say she's killed 1. And finally, well, not finally yet, because we still have Ali, we have a missile fire. Throw on siege.
Okay. Rowan Siege shoots her crossbow. Hits armor class 4 for 4 damage.
That's enough. Yeah, your crossbow bolt sinks deep into the back of this thing, and it falls at your feet, Podesta. You fly up to one of these creatures, Ali, and you can't find an opening where you'd imagine there'd be an ear. The skull, the skin is just pulled tight across the entire, almost like somebody had a nylon pulled over their face. You don't see any place that seems like it would be.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
studies it.
roll a
He's-
d6 to see if it notices you.
Flies away.
What's that?
He studies it very carefully and then flies away.
Okay. Yeah, make a d6 roll to see if it notices you. Not that it would know that you were a fly, but I'm just curious if it would realize that a fly flew up to it. Just roll a d6. If you get a 1, then I'm right. Yep, okay. Yeah, you fly real close to it and you're like, look for a second, you get ready to fly away, and it actually like turns spookily and turns with this face that has no eyeballs, but kind of you get a feel it it's looking at you, and then you shoot away. And now we go into the next round. There is actually only 2 standing. There's one on Revna and one on Helene. What's everybody's plan? Panesta?
I'm gonna run out of the cactus to the one on Revna and try to help with my sword.
Okay. How about Revna?
Melee.
Okay. How about Helene?
I'm going to mock Ravna. Oh, no, I meant melee.
Ali, you fly back and
He's gonna try and distract it, just buzzing around the face or something.
oh, okay. Distraction mode. I like it. And Ronsic?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Missile.
Okay. Gunhild is going to attack, let's see. The one that's on Helene, because it's the closest one to her. So let me just do a quick check to see if the... Oh, yeah, no, these things are still fighting. Okay, so let's make a initiative roll there. Rush. They got a 3.
And we also got a 3.
Okay, your dexterity is higher, so you shall go first. So melee, I'm gonna have Revenant go first before Panessa, just because you're on the creature already, and Panessa has to move to get to you.
Okay.
So go
Right.
ahead and make your attacks.
First attack. I roll a. You said I need an unmodified or a modified
11.
10? 11?
11,
Okay.
I think.
That one was a 12 plus 1.
That hits.
And then the second one misses.
Okay, give me some damage. D4 plus 1.
That will be 5.
Nice, max damage. Okay, you stab deeply into this thing. It staggers back. It's still up. Its tail is hovering in the air. Panesta, you charge up behind this thing.
Das ist 9 good.
All right. Oh no, I miss. I stumble right as I get up to the thing.
Oh no. Did you roll a 1?
No.
No, I rolled a 4 on the dice. So.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't run past and like stab your sword into after that would suck.
No, I didn't roll a 1. It was a 4.
Okay. Buka / Helene.
Yes. Poundage? No. I'm just
Oh,
warming up.
We're just warming up. Okay, and Gunhild is attacking that one.
Get warm already.
She's standing there now, so she gets 2 attacks.
It's morning.
Doesn't need it. All right, she kills the first one with that attack. She's actually going to turn and throw the spear or whatever, move over and attack the second, the one that's on Revenant, but she won't be able to do it till the next phase. So the creature will get to go first, unfortunately, unless Rowan Siege kills it. So go for it, Rowan Siege. Not that I'm putting anything on you right now, Crystal, that you have to kill this thing before it attacks Rush's character, but
I hit AC 14. That hits, right?
that'd be good in 5th edition. I love that it does that. It's like AC 14. Holy crap, you missed. Okay. All right, the creature's going to get to go. It's on Revna.
No.
Whoosh. All right. If Panesta had only hit...
Oh.
Hey, I missed. She missed me last time.
Yep, missed. I forgot. What's your armor class again?
4.
4. All right, so she needs a 12 to hit you. That's an 11. So 6 and an 11. That's 2 misses now with the tail. 16. Ooh.
There it is.
Oh,
2
There
points
it
damage.
is.
And death save poison.
All right. 2 points of damage. Damage. Where's my okay? And my. I'm sorry. It's a death save or a poison
So
save?
it's death save, but if you get a benefit for poison, like for instance, if you had a high constitution, so it's a death save. So
No. Okay.
yeah,
So my saving throw is 13, so I have to get above that.
13 or better, yeah. And if your class gives you a benefit, or if you have a high constitution.
No, I don't have a high constitution.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
What's
Does buzzing around give him any bonuses? Distraction?
Yeah. Let me put it this way: if buzzing around gives me a bonus, it's not going to be enough.
Oh no! All right, yeah. So
Roll
you
6.
feel okay. Yeah, you feel the stinger go deep into you, and you can feel like almost like a coldness in your vein, and then as that's sinking into you, yep. In classic movie fashion, you're kind of standing there, and you stagger back, and you see a spear point come through the back of the creature and like stop kind of just in front of your face, and then gets pulled back. The creature falls to the ground, and Gunhild is standing there, and she looks at you. She looks at you wide-eyed, and she says, "Oh, quick, Helene! Revenant's been stung!" And she kind of runs over to you, and you feel weak, but not dead.
Yeah, I just kind of stand there clutching where I got stung, and I just start looking around at everybody. Oh, that's right. There's still one up though, isn't there?
No, that was the last one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking around like, oh God.
so someone tells me you've been stung. I bet you that really hurt, didn't it?
Yeah, she just stands there.
You also got stung.
she does not have the what do you call it? The fortitude to engage in a battle of snark at this moment. So she just kind of clutches where she got stung, and she keeps looking to see if she sees green gook in it.
No, actually, you see what is almost like a clear goop coming out, and you feel almost drunk, like a lightheadedness come upon you. Effectively, you've fallen under what is mechanically. You are suffering from what would be considered a slow spell. So you are slowing. You can only move half your movement rate, and your attacks will be halved as well. So if you were happening in a combat, you would be only attacking every other round, basically. Because you're feeling kind of woozy. You're not going to die though. You're pretty sure you're not going to die.
Oh, okay. So I just look at
you've been drunk before.
Yeah. I just look at Helene there when she says you've been stung, huh? And I'm just like, look at her, turn my head, and they're like this pause, and I go, yes. Like that.
Yep. Gunhild kind of gets like goes up to you and like kind of like just says, here, let me help you. And she kind of like, you know how you help somebody walk when they're sick. And she kind of moves you over towards where the cacti and sits you down on the ground.
Yeah, I'm like, why is everyone moving so fast?
Yeah, you're like dragging your feet. But yeah, there's 4 of these creatures dead. As you're kind of looking around, you don't see anything else. Nothing else seems to be approaching at all. You hear the sound of a gnat flying around.
Ali?
I smack it. No, I'm kidding.
Whap!
Quick before that thing kills us.
I will ask though if Ali would want to try to get any kind of poison from these. I mean, doesn't he make poison?
Yeah,
you want to try to harvest it?
he could harvest them, but yeah, he transforms back. You know, you see him basically appear out of thin air, and then he walks over to one of these creatures and examines their stingers.
Yeah.
Is it something that he could cut out? He pulls out his silver dagger and tries to cut off that stinger.
Yeah, you could definitely cut it off. I mean, you can see that they've definitely all, I think all of them have stung somebody. So they've kind of used like the juice that was as close to the stinger as possible. I mean, you know how these things work. You'd have to cut back to where the gland is. So yeah, we'll say you have a chance of doing that. Why not? You're a witch. Let's give you a 3 and 6 chance. Roll a d6. See if you can harvest up a dose or two.
Here we go. 1d6.
No. Now, unfortunately, the first one you cut, and it's either drained or you cut the wrong spot, and then you kind of work each time. You're like, oh, I got it this time, and then finally you get the last one. You're kind of like, well, at least I know how to do it next time. But yeah, you just aren't able to. They're just too foreign, or maybe there wasn't enough.
Okay.
Is anyone seriously hurt?
I saw Revna getting stung by one of those stingers. Is she okay?
She'll be fine.
I'm glad.
I am not. I'm not that hurt. It tried
You're not
digging.
fine?
I said I'm not that hurt, so I'm fine.
Okay.
But thank you for asking.
Quite brave of you to take on 2 of them at once.
Well, now that Buka's not around, someone has to step up.
Oh, that's true.
You know, it's the Amazon warrior versus the Vikings here. We got a little challenge going on. who can fight the toughest?
Well,
Yeah.
Canesta knows the answer to that is Brighild, but she's not here.
Well, there's no Khromarium Celts here, so you got the right. two proud warrior people.
But no, I guess. Can you walk, Rev? Can you look at Revna? Can you walk? Yeah.
Mechanically, she can walk. Or she's just slowed. So you'd move about at half speed. Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, but you guys move so fast. And she like starts getting up, but she's obviously moving slower. So in her slowed state, everybody moving at normal speed looks like they're moving at like super speed to her. So, but yeah, she stands up. I mean, she's not missing a lot of hit points, so
Okay.
it's not damaged. She's just like you said, just under the effects of this whatever it is.
Okay. Well, maybe
good
we'll have to. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So maybe we'll have to put you on the carpet or something, so that you can stay with us, Revna.
Okay.
Yeah, Gunhild is like, she says, I think she dropped her bow. Somebody should grab it.
Oh, yeah, I'll grab it.
Yeah.
I can carry them.
Imagining Ravna drunkenly trying to shoot a bow.
Yeah, I mean, she can still sling it over her back and whatnot. It's just,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make sure you have that. Thank you, Grunhilda.
Just nods. And she looks at the tower and then kind of looks back at the sky. She says, I don't know what these things are, but there's more of them, clearly. Where are they coming from? What is this?
Well, my dear, I kind of thought you knew the answer to that. How did you find out about the thing, the sphere that you threw your spear through? Like, how did you know about that?
I could sense it in the same way that I sensed the one that Puka killed. And then once we were here, I can't sense anything else. So I think it's dead. But there's more.
Hmm. Okay. Well,
Yeah, and as she says that, all of a sudden, even though this is basically a desert, you feel like very, very cold, bitter rain start to fall on the party.
oh, lovely.
Like, yeah. It's like literally hitting the ground, and like, it's so dusty that when the raindrops hit, like dust is coming up. Yeah, because they're like those like far spread raindrops where it's like. Yeah.
Well, let's keep moving, I guess.
We should take cover soon.
Agreed, in case this turns into that hail that causes craters.
By the way, how far away are we from the tower?
You've gone like a mile. You're about 4 miles away.
4 miles away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're about 4 miles away at this point.
Do we see
So-
more of the is flying around in the air?
Yeah, you definitely can see. And now that you're closer, you can definitely see that there are definitely these black shapes. It's hard to, I mean, from 4 miles away, it's hard to know exactly what they are, but you definitely see these black shapes flying around the tower. There seems to be quite a few of them. These ones didn't come from the tower. You know that because you saw where they came from. It's like they came from the Black Gulf, and they were flying towards the tower. And then, of course, I saw you and decided that it was time to visit.
Oh,
They're flying around even in the rain.
Yeah.
so maybe something in the tower is drawing them out from the Black Gulf, is what I will say. I mean, some people draw power from the Black Gulf in certain ways. Nobody that you guys know.
Perhaps. Well, I mean, at the very least, we could destroy this tower. Maybe
Yeah.
get rid of whatever evil plagues this place.
Yeah, I have a feeling something there is either calling these things, or they're attracted to something that dwells within either a power or a person or maybe an artifact of some kind. Just guessing, but I had this feeling.
Well, we Ixians have a saying. There's power and there's weakness. There's no such thing as good or evil.
Well, we want to make sure we're on the side of power then.
Yes. And looking around, I'm not so certain we're up to the task of storming that place. We may need to scout it out somehow. Understand into,
So you are on the side of weakness then.
knowledge is power. And only through knowledge do you survive.
Well, I'm actually agreeing with you, Ollie, that knowledge is always good. But right now we have this rain to deal with. I look around, there's nowhere, is there, besides the cactus?
Not that's undercover. I mean, you could stand near the cactus, but the rain's falling straight down, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So we either walk in the rain or we hunker down with cloaks above our heads. That's the choices here, I guess.
Well, if we approach the tower, we best get ready for battle again.
I say we approach the tower. And that'll at least get us out of this rain, which will solve that issue.
I think we have no choice but to just continue on if everyone else agrees. And I would let Revna ride on the carpet.
Should we fly there as quickly as possible then?
Well, I don't think
How far away are we?
About
4
4
miles.
miles. 2.2 kilometers. Or no, 8.3, whatever. It's 4 miles away.
I mean,
I'm
I
sure I
just
said that
really,
backwards.
yeah.
I think I did that backwards. It's 2.2 kilometers per mile, right? So you're 10 kilometers away.
Yeah, let's just keep walking as fast as we can.
Okay. Roll a d6, Crystal.
Okay. Get ready for a monster. Oh, 3.
Okay, cool. Roll a d6, Rush.
A 1.
Hey. Roll a d6, Mike. 5. Haha, nice. Oh, interesting. All right, you're making your way towards the tower, and the rain's coming down again. It's not raining hard, but it's those very large raindrops where, like, each one you can really like. Of course, it's probably making you realize that you're probably pretty thirsty because you haven't really had much to drink, since the party at the. Maybe you had a little flask. I think Reb said you had a flask, but it's not like you guys were carrying a lot of food and drink because you were, basically at a camp. But you look, and you're kind of walking, and you kind of see like a darkish area in front of you on the ground. And of course, you're thinking it's weird lighting or whatever, so you're approaching it kind of casually or, carefully rather. And as you get closer, you see what is nearly a perfect circle on the ground, about 100 foot in diameter, and it's literally carpeted with dead flies.
That's not good.
Do we know any lore or anything about something like that?
Yeah, roll a d6. I'll give you a 2 and 6 chance so you know something about it. The only thing you can think of, as far as this is pretty like deep dive Ixian stuff, is that one of the early kind of enemies of the Ixians that kind of drew them off were a race of people that they were kind of like unnamed race. It was just the inhabitants, they called them. That they would actually summon huge swarms of insects to do battle for them. And in fact, you may have heard of such spells, yourself being a witch, that can summon huge swarms of insects. Why they're all dead, that you're not sure.
From what I can tell, these are the remnants of a spell, Insect Swarm, I believe. That's my best guess.
Well,
We
that's
ex-
worrying on a couple levels.
We Ixians, there's a history. They say here in the deserts of Sarah, they battled some inhabitants. And I believe we may come to encounter them even today. And he rubs his chin because he's making stuff up.
Well, as long as they're dead, I don't see anything we can really do about this.
I agree. Let's just hope they don't come back to life.
I think they
Zombie
would,
flies?
but whoever summoned them may be around and willing to use such a spell against us.
Or whoever summoned them could be long gone. And we'll get to the tower with no conflict at all.
I admire your optimism. I say
Well,
to Rowan Seats.
Someone's got to be the optimist.
Or that tower, I'd say we ought to think of a way to counter such a spell should it be used against us.
I mean, I have my fires. Bugs tend to not like fires.
I'll stick close to you then.
Well, you do have the broom. You could just sweep them out of the way. The flies, I mean, just just sweep them. That way we don't have to walk through them.
Yes, of course.
I'm joking, of course. All right. Should we just go?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Let's go.
Right. You just keep walking.
If somebody has something else they'd want to try, we'll walk.
Okay. Yeah. So you're walking, and you get like probably within, you're obviously.
oh.
Go ahead.
I want to take my quarterstaff and poke
Mhm.
out in front of us to make sure that there's not going to be any holes or anything that these flies are covering.
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming you're not walking through them. You're walking around them, right? It's only a 100-foot circle. You're going to walk through the flies.
Oh, we're gonna. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was that big. Okay, never mind.
I mean, yeah, you can certainly poke the ground as you walk, but I mean, I just want to make sure I get this right. You guys are walking around the flies, right? You're not walking through the middle of them.
Correct. I wouldn't walk.
Okay.
through them.
I just I shouldn't have assumed that because I didn't. Maybe you did want to walk into the middle of them. I mean, maybe there'd be a benefit to walking in the middle of them.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. I didn't think I'd get you with that one. All right, so yeah, you walk around the flies, and you're walking again for another couple hours. I mean, you're going relatively slow. This rain is kind of torturous. You're also nerves are up. Obviously, you guys have been talking about what you're going to do when you approach, and you're watching this tower. And what you notice is about a little more than 3/4 of the way up, or maybe roughly the middle of the height of the tower. Well, you notice two things. For about a mile away, you notice the tower is actually floating off the ground, though not very high. It's at first you're not sure. You're kind of like looking, but you can confirm that the tower is actually floating off the ground again. Not very high, like maybe like 30, 40 feet, maybe a little more. You'll know exactly when you get closer, but it's kind of not sitting on the ground. The other thing that you notice is that about halfway up the 250-foot structure, at one point, would appear to be like portholes for since you guys have boats and stuff. You understand that kind of open, like hatches open, and out of them pour these like black blobs. Almost, I mean, it's hard to say because you're still too far away. Almost like the thing that Gunhild hit. So Podesta would recognize that. But they're smaller, you think. It's hard to say from this far away. And when they go out and they start floating around, you notice that these creatures that have attacked you swoop down and crash into them. They seem to be attracted to them. And when they hit them, if it's a smaller one, it kind of just bounces off and goes out, and eventually they start to cluster together into bigger balls. And once one of these flying creatures hits one of the bigger balls, it and the ball disappears. And you can see this kind of going on. In the course of walking, like the several hours, you only see the things pour out one time. But as you're watching, you're kind of... So if you can imagine almost like bubbles that are floating around, they kind of club together to create bigger and bigger bubbles. And then eventually they're very large, and these creatures run into them. And when they do, they disappear. You don't see an explosion, and they're just gone.
You said
Balls.
the creature disappears with the bubble?
That's right.
Ah.
Yeah. No more of these creatures fly over your head, at least attack you. You do see occasionally some fly from the outer areas. As you get closer to the tower, like maybe like half a mile away, the rain stops. And you're looking at the outside of it. Let me give you a little tower description. I think I got a little outside the tower. Okay, tower and fortress of blackened steel. Outside the tower, weird black motes swirl around like I just described. And you do see some that splatter against the wall as well, but they basically bounce off. Let's see. So basically, you're seeing these just so it's clear, you see these we'll call them moats because they call them. You see these moats of darkness kind of form together, and once they get bigger, you see some of these flying creatures run into them, and when they do, they disappear. The dots and the creatures. So like at any point, you might see like. At first, from a distance, you thought maybe there was hundreds of these things flying around the building, but in fact, there's only probably like a dozen or so, maybe a few more at any one time, because they keep kind of flying up and then disappearing and flying up and disappearing. And you can see that process going on. None of them seem to take any heed to you at all. So beyond that,
Because they're attracted to these spheres.
right, right, exactly, the spheres. That's a good thing to call. Let's see. Observing the tower. You notice that I just told you that. Okay, so the black tower floats 10 feet, only about 10 feet above the ground. When you get closer to it, you can see, because of the distance, it was hard to say how far off the ground it was. But when you get closer, it's only about 10 or so feet off the ground, so you can walk under it, obviously. And you do see there is a description here that I'm looking for. Sorry. There's like the overall. Sorry, guys. I think I'm just on the wrong page here. Here we go. Level 0, as it would be. Tower hovers about 10 feet off the ground. Okay, so it is in fact, as I said, about 100 feet wide and about 250 feet tall. It's floating about 10 feet off the ground. Wide on its wide, it's a rectangle. The other dimension looks like it's about 30 feet. So about 30 by 100 by 250. Okay, so just get an idea of it. It looks like it's basically smooth black steel, except you know that about halfway up, so about 125 feet up, you know that somehow windows, for lack of a better word, open up. You can see underneath the tower, and you can see that, all around you got this cactus and stuff. Under there's still a few like smaller ones, but for the most part, it's gray, dusty, and vacant underneath. You see that there are 4 barely raised off the ground, so they're probably, you would guess, either they're very short or they're buried. You can see stone platforms. They're about 10 foot square. There's one under each of the 4 corners of the thing. So if you imagine this is the bottom of the tower, you've got them like boom, 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 boom. And it seems to be floating above those. Let's see, what else can you see from outside? Otherwise, and again, I'm putting you, maybe a few hundred feet away. You can just see that these things are flying around. They don't seem to be bothering you at this point. And now actually, it's probably light now as well. It's daylight out, and the creatures do not seem to be paying any heed to you at all.
How long does this poison that I got stung with last?
Oh, yeah, by the time you get here, I'm sorry, by the time you got here, it's gone. About an hour. So, yeah, I jumped you forward in time. Sorry about that, Rush.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
About an hour after you start to feel a little better. Whether or not you want to confess to that and have to walk, that's up to you.
Right, because right now you're on the carpet.
Yeah.
I'll just keep grapes. You okay?
No, I will let everyone know that I'm feeling much better, so that and that I thank them for the ride. I don't want them to think they have a down person when they don't.
Well, I'm glad you're doing better.
I'm just glad it's not the same poison that was in the one that stung Buka.
Well,
I know.
That was a much bigger one.
Yes.
And don't touch any of these balls.
Oh yeah, no, I heard everything. It's just you guys were just everything just moved so fast when I was sick, but now everything seems to have slowed down to normal speed. But yeah, no, I heard everything.
Just to be clear, sorry, the balls they're floating up high. They're like at the level where the stuff was emitted. So they're like 120, 150 feet in the air. All of them.
Right, but we have things that can fly, and
that is true. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. Yeah.
I just never know what's going to happen. So
this is true.
Making sure.
Right. I'm not saying you, Mike, but
Me, I'm not the one. Revna's the one that likes to grab balls. So
Ooh.
No,
wow.
that was not me.
oh, or
No,
is that Panesta?
that
Sorry.
was not me. I did not take that treasure.
That
Not
didn't
I.
come out right.
No, it sure didn't. But hey, here we are.
There.
Ah,
I'm tired. What can I say?
Yeah. Exactly. So just we'll give you some time to think about it. Anyways, we're gonna close up right here, anyways. But I put you on the map. That was probably good timing. We'll leave on a pause.
See what you did, Mike?
You basically shut us down.
We'll just edit that right there.
Everybody's
Yeah.
looking at their watch going, yeah, but I think it's just about time to call this one.
Yeah. So you can
Mikey's
see
getting a little ornery.
And there went our cliffhanger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you can see this is basically the top-down map. You've got a bunch of these cacti that you got to kind of maneuver through, and then you've got the tower. So if you're hanging out like in the cacti, you're pretty well hidden to a certain extent, because they're all around you. You'll have to be if you try to run through them, that's gonna, just so you know mechanically, if you need to run and you want to run through the field of cactus, then you need to make a test as to not get stabbed by their thorns. But if you go through slowly, you're fine.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it would, and especially with the tongue swelling that that Ali had. I think you guys can predict you don't want to mess with the whatever is on the cactus. All right. Go ahead.
I wonder if this is poison. I stick it in my mouth.
Yes,
Which player
yes, it is.
has which player in this group has little kids?
That's true, right? Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's how you do it, though, right? That's how you test for it. Yeah. But I wouldn't have to kill you with that. All right. So basically, you've got the tower. You're looking at it at a distance. It's floating in the air. You don't see any immediate way to get in, but what you do see underneath it, though, is these four kind of just barely raised, like maybe a foot tall from what you can see, or they're big and buried, square platforms that are kind of sitting underneath the four corners of it. You would imagine that there should be four pillars there, but there's empty space, so the thing is literally floating in the air. And we probably can leave it there, I think, right? And then we'll figure it out what you guys want to do with this tower in the next time.